So, last time on Dungeon of the Mage, we were in level 3 in Sargoth level. We had rescued a elf, a goblin, a half-elf, and a hobgoblin. Rescued them all. It was great. We busted down this big old door that was magically locked. We just unmagically locked it. And lo and behold, there was a drow matriarch with her little drow people that had desecrated a temple, a dwarven temple. So we went in there, tried to get as close as we can by talking until we couldn't get away with it any longer, and we went in guns blazing. Everything was going fine until a Yoklal arrived by the priestess's beggings. The elf that we had saved turned out to be a traitor, and Snapping Branch and Eloran ended up spending half of the combat trying to deal with her slippery, invisible ass. Killed her, showed her no mercy. Greech was horribly frozen in the process and died. And then we continued to fight and pushed through, managed to kill everybody in a horrific, gruesome scene. And then we were like, okay, we've spent everything. We're out of spell slots completely. Let's move on. Let's go back up, chill out, sow some discontent around about this noble family and their traitorous member of their family. And then we did some shopping. Can't remember what we actually got. We got quite a few. No, I think we got a couple things. I placed an order for braces of archery, I think it was, and paid for that. Hopefully those will be available soonish, maybe. And then we delved back down after Yorgos learnt some more of the panpipes. And we carried on. Discovering that there was a secret doorway to the barracks that we found, opened, and then went through. We found some drow and we eviscerated them. Found a demon summoning circle that I think if we stepped on would activate. We did not step on it. No one stepped on it. And we carried on, went through some winding tunnels, and then we found the elf matriarch, Trissa. She had been turned into a drider and had been placed in a cavern that she could not escape, and was tormented by sounds. Beldus dispelled it and gave her some peace, and then Yorgos tried to preach her the great word of Tempest, and she attacked him. There was a 1v1 duel and it didn't go exactly to plan, just from unfortunate rolls. Then we killed her and we moved on. Then we came into this cavern where we are now, or this opening onto a river, where there is a boat and a bell on a table, and on the boat there was etched a rhyme. That was it. If Skullport's where you wish to be, with Sargas float go ye. If pirate booty is what you crave, fight the surge to the captain's grave. So we figured that basically means go upstream to get loot, go downstream to go to Skullport, and that's where we ended.
Yes, that is indeed where you ended. So here you are on the misty banks of the Sargath River, slowly, turgidly flowing past you. Well, at least Oh,
Bless you.
and yeah, down into the darkness. There's like this thin sort of mist, like all around the water here. It's just it makes it difficult to see. Um, and but otherwise, I mean, you have the two things. The water, if you look at it, doesn't necessarily seem too deep, although it is difficult to see the bottom like far out, so to say. Um, but yeah,
Hmm. Well, there's a bell.
there is a bell.
I mean, how can we not, right?
It would be weird, perhaps not to. I mean,
It'd be downright rude not to ring. You know what? Snapping Branch's gonna ring the bell.
Snapping Branch is gonna ring the bell. All right, Snapping Branch rings the bell. It is a much deeper, more resounding bell sound than you might think from something that is, a handheld bell. And it sort of echoes out over the water and into the mists, and it is a very uh, eerie, feel as it like disappears into the darkness around you. At first, nothing really seems to happen, and then suddenly, Snapping Branch can see something approach in the gloom of the river. You can hear the creaking of an oar, the like groan of something like similarly an old boat coming closer.
All right.
good. Let's be ready to step on board. I always will glance at this rhyme again.
Yes.
You know,
So, do we
Looking out
go
there.
for the booty? That's the
yeah,
question.
part of the ship, part of the crew, right?
Oh no! There's a literal ferryman. Lord have mercy.
What they didn't see was the river was made of fingernails.
Out from the gloom comes an old rowboat. It is dilapidated and is like leaky, and there's barnacles and seaweed and all manner of like old ancient things, clinging to it. It is being rowed towards you, and it crashes gently upon the shore here. And you can see a dark clad figure standing on top of it. It is holding a big oar, and the empty void of its hood sort of looks towards you.
Well, I suppose it's a ferry, so the thing you do with ferries is you get on into a taxi.
All right, but I suppose we should specify gestures to the rhythm, the rhyme. Right.
Probably.
This is
The
hello.
the ferryman like moves its cloaked face question mark towards Yorgos,
He's like, oh,
and it's just it's just death from this creature. It looks towards him and it says, "Where to?"
well, I mean, we'd like to go to the treasure. Is that? So gestures to the rhythm, like it says, it's just there's treasure, right?
Uh-huh.
So we'd like some of that.
And
Also, Yogurt reflects that this guy probably got a cooler job than he did. This guy gets, like, row a boat and stuff.
yeah, he has a mission certainly. Yeah. Um, to go where the treasures doesn't seem to elicit a response really from this
Yeah,
creature.
I wasn't thinking it would.
You might need to be slightly more specific.
Well, Yorgos thinks. Could you tell me what's upstream?
Hooded figure just looks at him. There's no sound.
He looks at us. I think we should go upstream. I mean, it just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
All right, excellent.
Definitely.
Let's get in.
The emotions like a hand towards you and holds it out as if he's expecting something.
Oh, he wants payment, I guess. do you take gold?
Well, you can roll. Everyone can roll a religion check.
Religion. Oh, good. The one person.
Yeah, all of us
Fancy
great at religion.
actually.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, snapping branch.
Snapping Branch knows
Oh,
everything.
she knows him. You know, her mother's side. Right? Distant
You know,
relation.
This
is
great
Snapping Twig.
uncle, great uncle snapping twig, or like a great cousin rowboat. Yeah, no, I mean, snapping branch looks at this creature, looks at the boat. It is almost a perfect replica of Charon or Charon, the ferryman of the dead. It is not him, she's pretty sure, because the creature is like that would be like a demigod thing that would stand before you, right? But it is someone has done a very good replica of it. In the stories, Charon ferries lost souls over the river Styx to the land of the dead. The payment for this is usually 2 gold coins placed at the dead person's eyes in certain culture to pay the ferryman when they arrive at the shores. She believes that 2 gold pieces each would probably offer you a trip on this boat, if the legend is holding true.
Okay, so what does she think the ferryman expects here? Just coin?
2 gold apiece.
2 gold apiece. Well, let me roll.
And we would place 1 gold coin over each eye of the deceased. So when
Alright.
they arrived at the land of the dead, they would have the coins with them.
Sure.
Pay the ferryman.
I'll pay 2 gold. That's fine.
I have 5 silver.
I'll pay your 2 gold.
What about Lurish?
I'll pay his as well.
He desperately wants to go too, I'm sure.
Alright, there we go.
He doesn't like this.
We're going,
Right.
Lurash. Let's go.
Let's get in the boat.
All right.
I have removed
Oh,
6.
Okay.
Oh no, Lurish.
Heavy.
Lurash has that's too dense.
Those hobgoblin bones.
Hobgoblin plays. They're pure
Yeah.
adamantine.
Do
Do you want me to pay for you as well, Snapping Branch? Paid for everyone else.
No, she got it.
Alright.
Old gold coins, you see.
Is
You
that elf
climb
coins?
aboard. The ferryman pockets the coins somewhere. You're unsure exactly where it disappears to. It sort of just dematerializes in his hand.
We don't question that sort of thing.
And then he leans on the oar, and the boat like creaks and moans, and then sways out into the currents.
Who knows a
that's
sea
all.
shanty?
Probably just what it's made to.
Ferry you away.
Man, where's our sea-going dwarf when we need him?
Yeah.
He's gone.
He's having
Ran away.
rehabilitating that other dwarf.
Oh yeah, he's rehabilitating all of your villains here.
Yeah.
Show us the way. I see only darkness.
Yes, you do ferry down or up the stream, as it were. It takes like 10, 15 minutes or so. It is impossible to say how fast you're going or like much of anything because it is just so misty and like, dark around here. It is difficult to navigate properly. But after a little while of the boatsman slowly leaning on the oars and the boat like darting through the waters, it creaks and heaves and then it lays to in a small alcove, choked with seaweed. And you can see a small, like ledge that seems to lead in, like with a tunnel into the darkness. This place is very difficult to see, but the boatman clearly knew where it was, or is perhaps charged to take you here if you specify upstream. Um, he basically just puts the ship, the rowboat, to rest here, and motions to all of you that similarly you have arrived. He still doesn't say.
You as well jump out. That was an interesting experience. He hasn't been in a boat before. People always say that you get seasick, but this was really rather calm.
It was, yeah.
And he also has quite a constitution on him, so
He does.
she'll stamp in the wet. Look around, get up here. Turn on the glow of his lamp. Is the mist still here, just obscuring everything?
The mist is still here, but it seems to thin out, like up the corridor here. The mist is generally around the area of the wall.
Okay. Rose looks to the ferryman, hopes that there's no bell here, so.
There doesn't seem to be a bell here, no. But the ferryman doesn't seem to leave either. He just hangs here with the boat.
So no one else rings the bell.
Oops.
This
Well,
seems...
It's alright, we killed everyone, so...
Like another group coming running here, like, oh, the boat! Oh, the boat! Did you kill the boat?
Oh, we've been stuck here for weeks! We only survived because if you have a ranger with Goodberry. Oh.
Damn right we do.
suspiciously easy so far. A sign pointing to a treasure and a ferry.
But this is all good. No one else has told you. No one else thought of asking to go upstream, you see.
Yeah.
Well, no one's gone
So,
this
Elrond,
far.
do you want to... really, both of you could probably...
Only mildly, but...
Have a look.
Yeah, both of you.
Or should I back up here with the light?
You're at nods. Seems wise, he thinks.
He's become scared of the dark.
We'll talk about Tempest while you're...
Lurash sort of shifts in a way that you do when like a fairly like pious relative
Like-
starts going on about the true meaning of Christmas or something like that. Like,
That's that really religious uncle.
It's like, oh no.
Alright.
Look at the pictures.
Look at the pictures.
Jesus will forgive your sins too if you just love him. And you're like, oh no.
But if we don't sin, Jesus died for nothing.
You have sinned. Don't even start.
Oh,
Don't.
I've sinned.
I know things about you.
Oh.
Halldamir Richard.
We've seen the search results of Rachel.
The YouTube recommendation that Jonas gets alone.
Oh dear.
Where? Oh, God.
I need to. Oh. Yeah.
Rahal and I know each other very well.
Yes. Just have to accept certain things about people that you're close to. You can't just have to be like, yeah, this is just how, you know what? I love him anyway.
That's all that
the
matters.
approach. Yeah, that's the approach you need to take, right? The corridor that has been was a slightly cramped for a second there is seemingly expanding out. Even this far in, there's still a lot of seaweed and just water around, small puddles and stuff like that. Elrond doesn't see any direct source for it. It just seems to be here.
Interesting. Okay.
Maybe we shouldn't be this far away from Elrond.
How do we know how far he is?
I mean, he every corner he comes back and it's like, there's a corner. Up we come. This is why we need the sending stones. But did Obiro Day have them? No.
I will inform Lurish that actually if he wants to use his bow from behind when we get into the thick of it, that might be good.
He nods, and it seems that seems like a good idea.
You're too low CR to fight in the front line.
He has seen. Lurch is vastly impressed by you guys. You know, some of you may. I mean, Jorgus is just very impressive looking to
Obviously.
him. You know, but like the small cat or like the spindly elven princeling, all of you have really shown yourself to be quite competent murderers. So he is quite impressed.
But he could be one too if he just allows Tempest to guide him.
You can be an accomplished murderer as well.
You know, he's not. There's some things that Tempest teaches that like Lurch is like. I mean, yes, sure. There's some merit to these teachings. He thinks.
Gee, Tempest doesn't like your enemies. Do you have enemies?
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
We helped kill some of them.
You did, yeah.
We are good friends.
Say after me.
You appreciate everything
Jorgus,
we have done
Jorgus,
for you.
Look at that. It's so easy to join.
Well, even David, like, you just what's your number, phone number? I can have someone
Yeah.
call you.
Come squeeze
between
through.
Come home to you and
Find you when you're the weakest.
I mean, when you hear his voice the clearest, yes.
Anyway. No treasure.
So far, no treasure has been spotted. No.
No treasure, just weird seaweed. Does it look like there's
Maybe a
like
tide.
like a tide line, you know, like in at piers generally there's like when it's low tide there's a line on the like pier and the walls and the
No,
where
no,
the
not
water
really.
settles.
Make a nature check.
Me make a nature check.
Yeah.
Preposterous. I'm proficient, but it's intelligence, so it's meh.
You have no
It's
idea.
meh.
You didn't study seaweed.
I didn't. My natural explorer does not include sea, surprisingly.
Like, pirates.
You know, it's got Underdark, and even though it's under and it's dark, it doesn't count.
As we move here, the corridor opens up, and you see a cave.
Oh, that's fucking suspicious.
Let me let me describe what you see. So yeah, basically what you see here is a small mound. On top of that mound seems to be a pirate's treasure chest. It has like a skull and crossbone engraving on the lid. Around it, you can see like a broken cutlass. You can also see an ancient skeleton sort of like grasping it. And also painted like on the wall behind here seems to be sort of a diorama of a ship with a flag and stuff. You get the feeling it's sort of arranged, perhaps. It looks like almost like someone said like make a pirate diorama, and someone did. The seaweed and stuff is still around here, and you see nothing else except this unguarded treasure chest.
This could not be more fishy.
This. Oh no! Shoot.
God damn it!
it.
The session's over.
Alright, that was the last straw.
Claim the gold.
Alright. Yeah, I don't reckon it grabs. I guess everybody, especially Snapping Branch.
This is definitely branch territory.
This is branch territory, and then he'll start looking. Like, he doesn't want to go in, but he's gonna try and look to see if there's anything super susp. Like, oh, it's all susp, but dangerous. A trap per se, or
Make
creature.
a
Perception.
make a perception check.
Oh man, I'm
Oh,
rolling
I absolutely will.
trash. I've not rolled above like a
Narrowed eyes.
Five.
This
And
is
You've rolled
and
one
one more, please.
please.
one more.
Well,
You've got my luck.
snapping branch. I mean, this is definitely branch territory, right? She sees the treasure chest. She also, however, sees very big footprints in the seaweed around here. And she can actually hear some heavy breathing of some kind. And there's a distinct smell of sulfur in the air.
Something very large, presumably invisible. Can she pinpoint the smell?
The smell seems to permeate the entire area here. It's difficult, but the heavy breathing seems to be coming from here and here.
What could it be by that description?
Invisible heavy breathers.
Invisible heavy breathers.
We can take it.
I could do a check, right? And if it's an aberration, I get advantage on intelligence checks.
It is not an aberration.
Monstrosity?
No.
Oh, it's something else.
Probably fiend.
I'm feeling fiend as well. Can I do a check?
Yeah, you could try.
Something invisible, at least.
Nature, Arcana, flat intelligence.
Arcana, I guess.
Okay. I've
No.
rolled above a 5 today.
You don't have no.
I'm gonna cry when we get into this combat. But I suggest Yorgos walks in.
You took to Ellerin. We could hold hands.
Always Yorgos. Always.
Lurash readies his bow in the back. This is what he was told about.
No, but really, what is our go plan here? If we know there's bad guys in there,
I mean, I can kick it off if I know generally where a creature is. Or, I just remembered something. Snapping Branch has flower bombs.
Yeah. Right?
That is true.
I was waiting for something like that.
Yeah, and this is a perfect opportunity for such things. So, if she flowers them, we can hit them.
So I guess the plan will be for her to run in there, throw a flower bomb at, well, presumably one of them. I don't think she can do both, and then run back out.
Well, it depends on what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it
If it's a
classes...
tiny crap man, then don't run out.
Well,
But-
they were big footsteps.
Yeah.
I'm presuming they're terrifying fiends, so...
Well, let's see.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Yorgos, do you want to get in front of me? I don't want to. I don't want to be in front.
Snapping Branch could be back on the boat, like in an action.
You could.
Yeah.
It's very quick. Alright, so what's Snapping Branch doing?
She's gonna run in there as fast as she can, like do a flip in the air while throwing flower bombs everywhere, and then run back up.
Alright. Yes, you may move in.
Alright. Okay, go.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, several things happen at the same time here.
of course they do.
As something big and invisible charges towards her, presumably waiting for this very moment.
Well, she's presumably not surprised, right?
No, we're not
I don't
surprised.
think any of us are surprised by that.
And two huge creatures materialize next to her as they swing to try to just rip her limb from limb.
Another flower seems just silly.
Don't even need the flower.
Don't even need the flower.
Ooh,
Gorillas.
Oh.
not very piratey.
No, they don't seem very piratey. Alright. Initiative for Yorgos.
Initiative, you say?
Yeah, I think.
I didn't have the window open. There we go. And Thresh. I can't use him.
I'll do it.
We'll make him a level 1 fighter at some point.
Alright. Yeah, here we go. Really. Now they had prepared actions, so that's going to be resolved first.
Then they should be on top of their initiative, right?
Yeah.
Take those.
There we go. This guy charges in and tries to pummel Snapping Branch. He does have advantage because he attacks out of invisibility. Let's see here. They do have multi-attack. Yeah.
In retrospect, this was a terrible plan.
It's, you know,
And that hits.
Oh.
That hits. Gonna halve that second one.
And he does a bite as well.
It also hits.
oh boy.
For 4, 6, 10, 19.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, surely the other will miss more.
Think so, with advantage.
Check
No, but
here.
let's hope.
No, it's not a variant. It's an. Okay. Yeah, that one swings, pummels, and bites, just trying to get her, really. Fist, and bite.
Hit, and hit for another 26. Yeah, Snapping Branch is exactly down.
Fuck!
One more hit point.
Oh,
Oh boy. Well, here we go. Here we go.
Well, it's a good thing I got that potion of greater healing last. No, not greater,
The,
but healing. Normal healing.
Where is he?
you basically see Steppenbrush step in with the bomb, and then you see these invisible gorilla monsters rush out. They just pummel her to dust. She twists and turns, and does her best to just avoid, but she is just hit, and hit.
Just,
just
it makes sense that they also break the flower bomb and get covered in that stuff, right?
Yeah, yes, sure.
That makes sense.
They're covered in flour.
Not a waste. They couldn't hide now.
Death was worth it.
Yorgos.
Well, Yorgos will, I guess, rage as soon as, like, he's probably halfway doing it. Just
I could see one of them, like, after Snapping Branch has, like, fallen and it's, like, lies, unconscious on the ground. It like, smacks its big lips and, like, reaches down, seeming to take a bite.
I wish I had full hit points in this combat. We'll move in here and then remind ourselves to do a thing other than doing what I want to do, which is attack, which is, of course, to feed a healing potion to Snapping Branch.
Okay.
Snapping Branch, have a healing potion.
2d4 plus 2, I believe.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Not bad.
Oof. Terrible idea, but
Somehow, while you become a storms in and just grabs your throat. Just,
The angriest application of healing potion.
and he's ready to try to resist being completely eaten by these gorilla monsters.
Snapping Branch.
Snapping Branch is gonna stand up. Bonus action, disengage. Standard action, move away.
The Bargura looks forlornly as their lunch walks away.
Yep. Nope, not today. I taste terrible.
It's very bony.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. I'm a very thin wall, so let's have some gunfire take down one of these guys, okay? This is some real artillery.
Elrond.
Oh,
Someone call for artillery.
Get it, Elrond! Finish it! All I ask.
The creatures are big, like just hunkin' gorilla monsters. The absolute evil and murder like shines in their red eyes. Big globulets of drool just on the ground and everything. They look very hungry and very, very pissed.
Can they? Do they have? Is this dark? Is it dark in here?
No.
No, Yorgos has a lantern.
Oh, he has a
that's, like,
light,
hanging
that
from
was
his
it.
belt.
Have a glowy light.
I remember that.
Otherwise, I'd be blind, and I don't want to judge in here blind.
That is true. All right. I'm gonna shoot the one on the right.
Okay.
Pew 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 pew.
Those are 3 hits.
For I cannot be bothered with maths today, so
All right, I can't be bothered to apply the damage.
41. I just let
And that's
computers do the maths for me.
41. Oh, the arrows strike home. The Bulgura just black eye core flies out of it and roars in anger. It definitely felt that.
More of that.
Okay.
More of that. Elf.
I'll give as much as I got. That's round 1.
Flourish is inspired will do the same. Shoot the Belker.
Flourish it.
I guess he doesn't have any special attack bonuses. So, I guess a 14.
14 is a miss, unfortunately. It continues the long on the tradition of missing.
Why does it 0 pop in all the time?
It's because the shooting letter is weird. So. The Bulgura.
Just remove that.
The Bulgura to the right rages and starts hammering into Yorgos with all of its might. It is going reckless,
Oh.
which means that it has advantage on all melee attacks and everything. All attacks have advantage against it. This time.
Yes. Okay.
So here we go. Fist and fist
That's a hit.
and bite.
That's 2 hits. 3 hits, in fact. For 29. Which will have to 14. Oh, I'm glad I'm so angry.
The Bulgura number 1 also rages and will go reckless. Fist, fist, and bite.
Oh, that happens to also all be hits. So that is 14, 19. Which is 9.
Oh, terrible
Who
damage.
knew
on
that this
their,
treasure would be guarded so heavily?
Oh, bandage my punches.
Yorgos.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, it's a good thing they hit, at least one of them hit me, because otherwise I would have lost my rage.
Oh, there you go.
That's a positive. Let's begin beating up this Balgor 2 here. Let's see if we can actually
Finish it off.
kill one of them. That'd be fantastic.
Be amazing.
Die, monster!
Wow, that Bulgura number 1 did minimum damage on all his attacks, pretty much.
Uh,
15 is the hit. Yes.
it is a hit. Good.
Oh, wow.
I have that too. Second attack, and then the bonus one.
That's a good
All right.
bonus.
So all over pretty good.
16, 24, and then the bonus halberd 10. 4, 5. 4. That destroys that Bulgura.
All right. Just. Spoon.
Yep, it just hacks and like rages as it goes down. Black ichor spraying everywhere.
Horus was slashing into it. All advantage. You all got advantages in this guy, so.
Yep.
Like I'll move here just to give you room.
Stabber branch.
Snapping Ranch is gonna fix herself up a bit. 14 hit points. Then I think she's gonna go here. Actually, how much hit points have? Yep. Plenty fine. Damn it, I don't want to get close without being able to run away. So she's gonna move here and standard action fix up the August as well. For 13.
Oh, mending my broken bones.
No, it's just morphine. Doesn't actually help you.
Good much.
Elrond.
We'll redo that. As is my right. So I guess I'll come forward a little bit. And then shoot the Balgora. For 20 to 26. I can math.
Finish it, Larash.
It's like,
Okay.
Oh,
20.
oh, it's a hit. His first hit.
Here's martial advantage. Oh, that doesn't work. I guess he deals 2d6 extra damage.
Once per turn, the homecoming can deal damage to creature. If it is a weapon attack, gives creature with it. Yeah, that's martial advantage. So
Aha. Kill it. Oh.
not quite.
Oh. Well-
The Bulgura rages on and will strike Yorgos recklessly.
Yes.
Fist, bite.
That's a miss. A miss in there. Look at that.
Yeah, one miss.
All right, so that is 22, which is 11.
Also a crit on the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a crit. Let's see here. Bite. That's the one that does a lot of damage. So an additional
What's my
2d6.
face?
Okay. 4 more damage.
It tore away my morphine.
Yeah, it did.
Oh,
Oh,
it's mine!
my drugs! Jorgus.
Kill this monster.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's a crit for me.
yeah, it's a crit for you.
Well, that's another 10, and then we have this and another d6. It's a good hit. That is 16 plus 7 is 23.
23.
Then we have
Oh,
another crit
oh my god! Jesus Christ.
for 20 more damage.
Sheesh.
Lurash thinks that this Tempest deal sounds pretty good.
You know?
He sees martial prowess he has never seen before in his life. Just critting after critting.
Yep. You know?
Good lord. Yeah, the Valgura go down and explode into goop and ichor. That's like fizzles and bubbles and burns as they like rapidly decompose.
And acid,
Disappear.
you know, acid is now unconscious and so fails all ability checks. I will also push it 10 feet away from me
All right, yes.
with the horns. Killing it.
Flies away.
The horns and just like throwing it with his head.
Yeah.
Really
Just
neck
crash.
it, you know, just
Oh yeah.
get over there.
It crashes into the wall and like sags down. Like, bleh. Combat is over.
Looks to snapping branch.
Well, that wasn't entirely unexpected.
Oh, that was a good fight, even though it was short. Those things were.
Let us hope the fight wasn't its own reward, however. As she will investigate this conspicuous chest.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a mimic, isn't it? Gonna look at it.
Shoot it. Stab it.
Stab the chest. Oh!
Always stab a chest.
Pirate chest.
We have also learned always stab a barrel, so
No, it's fine.
we should stab
It's
it.
not a mimic. Why would it be a mimic?
'Cause
Maybe if
mimics-
she does poke the chest, does it
The
say
chest-
ow?
No.
Does it say? Can
She'll
mimics talk?
still investigate.
Alright.
What do you want me to roll?
Well, what are you looking for specifically?
Well, looking from a distance first for like the usual hints of traps, like a wire conspicuously moving away from the chest, or like those
Perception
kinds of
check.
things.
Big red button.
12. That's terrible.
Snapping Mesh doesn't see any traps.
Well, then she'll look closer. She knows the standard things. I believe the needle and the lock she already encountered.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps
Oh,
she can-
maybe I should do that one.
She can investigate closer.
Yeah.
Investigation.
Yeah. Investigation.
Fiddling with it a bit. 80. That's not bad.
Well, upon closer inspection, she realizes it is not locked. Actually, it is unlocked. She still doesn't see any traps.
Can she unfold her collapsing pole
Yes, she can.
and open it from a distance?
Yeah, she can.
She'll do that.
All right. The pole
Poking it with a
folds
stick.
out, and she can gingerly open up the lock, or not the lock, the lid with the pole. The lid falls open, and she can't see anything really from where she's standing.
Well, she'll fold the pole again, put it
Right.
into her belt of many things,
Mm-hmm.
and let's see what treasures await.
The chest seemed to be empty.
Of course it is.
What about
Is it-
under it? It's on a mound.
Is it really empty?
It's a secret bottom.
Well, upon closer inspection, Sniper Branch does see that at the bottom of the chest, there seems to be a slot for something to be inserted.
What shape of slot?
Key-shaped.
Give me another investigation check.
All right.
Oh, you put your hand into it, and then we see what happens.
Okay,
19.
all right. Well, Sniper Branch carefully inspects the slot. It seems something long and thin might do it. It actually looks as if a sword of some type could be inserted.
A sword of some type. I mean, did we encounter any piratey swords?
There is a cutlass laying next to the chest, gripped by the skeleton.
Sure. I mean,
Oh,
that's not an ominous sign.
well, just take the cutlass, put it in the thing.
I mean, no risk, no reward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's gonna take the
On the
cutlass and
mountain to have it easy.
All right. She pokes the cutlass down into the slot at the bottom of the chest. There is a slight hesitation, and then there is a rumbling click as the skeleton falls to the side and falls to pieces. The only thing remaining being a skeletal hand pointing towards the pirate ship painting on the wall.
Okay, well, she'll take a look. Which wall is it?
Here behind the chest.
Right. A secret door.
Yes, it seems like the hold of the pirate ship can be pushed back, like there's a loose rock upon which it is painted.
Wow.
Can I push it?
Behind it, as it slides open, she can see another smaller chest.
Oh, surely this is
But-
the true treasure.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a paper inside that says friendship.
That's right.
She's her usual careful self. Look from a distance, then investigate, then open.
Yes.
Pride and
Fine.
accomplishment. That's what's in there.
25. Does she see anything?
It does not appear to be trapped, as far as you can see.
All right, she's gonna try to open it.
Yes. Let me a thievery check, as this one is locked.
It's a good sign.
Does a skeleton happen to have a key?
Not that you can see, no.
26.
Yes,
I'm
that
on
is.
a roll. It worries me.
Yeah, you are
Wait, oh,
absolutely wrecking this.
So scared.
No problem. This pathetic pirate chest is nothing before Snapping Branch's lockpicking skills. And she picks the lock. The lid flies open, and inside she sees glittering prices. The chest seems to contain a collection of riches, such as 500 silver pieces.
Okay.
A small pouch, seemingly made out of shark skin, that contains 5 moss agates, 10 gold pieces each. A pair of bone dice that
Ooh.
could be sold for 10 gold, probably.
Nice. Okay.
A 6-inch tall obsidian bottle carved in the shape of a wizard's tower with a removable cork roof.
What? You should drink it.
There's also a collection of beautiful pearls, 250 gold pieces in total. There's also a shriveled sea elf's head in a jar,
Nice.
and a potion of water breathing.
Okay. Well, that's a treasure, all right. I think this was worth it.
Is there anything in the bottle, wizard tower bottle?
Hmm.
I don't really want to. Can she
Does
shake
Jorga?
it?
She shakes it. There seems to be something inside, some form of liquid.
Yeah. Maybe we should have this investigated first by someone who knows anything about potions. It would be awkward if it turned you into Wizard Tower.
Yorgos. Oh yeah, he hadn't thought about that. Thought it turned you into wizard, but a wizard tower makes more sense actually. That's true.
Lurash looks on with blank eyes.
Maybe
He
Lura
looks-
should drink it.
Lurash backs off slowly.
What's with the head? What's with the head?
Maybe whoever used to own this just found it pretty. Or it's magical, I couldn't tell.
I suppose we'll try to sell it.
I
I mean,
buy it. I do think I have a good place for that sort of thing.
Huh.
It's not. I don't consider it valuable, but it's certainly weird enough to catch my fancy.
If it's not magical, you could take it right over here. Doesn't look like another flute, so
No, there doesn't seem to be anywhere to really blow on the head.
With no souls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the remnants of the Balgura have like decomposed rapidly into just a pile of sludge at this point.
well, take paper, scribble friendship, put it in the box, put the box back. Close it. Just store it, put it by the pirate. You know, just
Sure, sure.
not ruin the experience of other people.
Yeah, make sure it's nice for the next guy.
And it's like this note with like written in Jorgus's, as I imagine, very awkward handwriting.
Yeah. Friendship, and then like a little heart. Make it wholesome.
Yeah, no, that's what it needs, surely. All right, we will take a.
Didn't have a mirror on hand, otherwise I would have used that.
We'll take a very short break because I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
alright.
Alright.
I'll get a snack then.
Snacks. I ate my snack already. Oh. Nod Staven says the chest contains Snapping Branch's long missing sister, who hands her a piece of map to an ancient treasure.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Trying to mess around with my OBS noise gate.
And sometimes a treasure is just a treasure.
Sometimes treasure is just treasure. Not very often, but sometimes.
Which then leaves us
Okay, back.
Leaves us with going back to Skullport.
2 paths. No.
Why are you going back to Skullport? You've never been to Skullport.
I don't know why I said back. Well, back in the sense of we have to go back on ourselves to go back to the river, I
see.
think.
Well, we can either take the ferry, right? Or we could go for the drow settlement.
Like the village?
Yeah.
Want to go full murder hobo?
I mean, if we take their houses, we're no longer homeless.
So,
I feel like ownership in that aspect is conceptual. So.
I mean, technically, I'm not a hobo. I've got a house.
I have all
Castle.
these people's houses.
You are more than welcome
I have to live in them at the moment. But
You're more than welcome to come to my place. You're considered a guest. You're no longer a hobo.
I imagine that that's actually something that happens, right? If an elf take like his companions home with him,
Yeah.
Right.
and the other elves, they wouldn't throw them out. They can live there for their entire lives. It's just like having a weird house guest for a couple days.
It's like a pet. It's
and
like
after that, you'd be like, could you not in the future?
not
Yeah.
bring
Those
these
100 years were a
weirdos.
little awkward.
Yeah.
Again comes that, stand your way, peasant. Ugh. Depends on the elves, There's
Obviously.
some pretty like rough and tumble, like hillbilly wood elves out there.
Well, now.
And the high elves that are all high and mighty, the Eladrin, stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, those fucking nerds.
Nerd. Of like a cool jock like Elrond.
Not a cool jock like
You like climb trees and stuff.
me. Or great grandpappy Vanrak.
Yeah.
Man.
That's a manly man's man elf right there. Oh god.
It's alright. Well, one day we'll go back to Elrond's home and he'll get his ear chewed off by his mother, I'm sure. It'll be beautiful.
It is all true.
I don't know, is sheep alive? Sheep here?
I haven't even left.
Haven't even left, huh?
Here we were waiting.
Alright, well, let's proceed.
I suggest we proceed backwards after taking a bit of a rest. Or
Yes, let's take a short rest.
Short rest.
let's take a short rest.
You could take a short rest.
Short rest. I don't even get anything for a short rest.
No.
Ugh.
The more we do things before we visit this guy with the this warlord, the less likely it is that we're going to end up killing him.
So, alright.
I'm
So,
not sure how that works, but okay.
in hobgoblin armies,
Uh-huh.
how high up is second storm shield of third cohort of the Legion of Azrock?
No.
Yeah, no.
He's just like I don't know, private first class, not private, but slightly.
He's some sort of corporal, maybe.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna be honest, I still don't know what that means.
Also, it very much depends if we're going
Sergeant, less than a general.
if we're going with like EU army lists or if we're going with American army lists, which I personally think is absolute insanity because they don't have color sergeants.
Lurch blinks, with big, not understanding eyes at Evelyn.
You
He's never
know,
heard of a color sergeant, but he likes colors.
color sergeants are it's like my dad who was in the army explained it as it's as close to an officer you can get while still being able to blame the people below you and then blame the officer above you.
Oh, I see.
So he
Yeah, no, Lurch doesn't do that. He was a drummer,
Oh.
before he earned his shield.
uh-huh
In his younger days,
Yeah. So basically, if he's like a corporal and we're going with like British, US, he's like it goes private, then lance corporal, then sergeant. So he's like third in charge of a squad of 10, or second in charge of a squad of 10.
I mean, Lurash can wax poetically about the hobgoblin structure, really.
Yeah.
In the short rest, he can talk a little bit about it, and he'll explain pretty much that like the Legion of Azrock is fairly organized. They have been ensconced in the old ruins here for quite some time, and so they have a fairly intricate like organizations. There's captains, there's sergeants, there's like more like frontliners like him. They have cavalry, you know.
Why stay?
He looks towards Yorgus and he will say, "The Legion was employed from time to time by the leaders of Skullport. We supplied good forces of muscle in the different faction wars of this place. It was quite profitable. However, lately, Lord Astrock has taken a more," frowns deeply, "relaxed position. The Legion has not had work in some time. There is somewhat of a dissatisfaction among the troops."
Oh, Yoga sees it. His rise to power.
The
Lord of Yorgos Legion.
Legion of
Lord
Yorgus.
of Skullport.
I'm into
He,
it. Let's
um,
make it
He
happen.
takes said, "I am not exactly sure what happened since my capture, but it seems that Skullport has been hit with some sort of calamity. Work from there has dried up, and rumor abound about a new force rising in the place, taking over."
Makes sense.
Laura shakes his head. "It is a dangerous place for people, but it is also a place for some sort of comfort and luxury. It is where we went to spend the gold we earned while fighting under the warlord. You can get a hot bath and some pleasurable company if you pay in Skullport. Just stay away from the skulls. Yes.
How many skulls are there in Skullport?
10.
That's oddly specific. I thought
Yeah.
it was-
Ominous.
He
What are those skulls?
He shakes his head. "I am not exactly sure. They, as I understand it, they are the deceased remnants. They are some sort of undying manifestation of the 10 wizards who built the place once upon a time. They form some sort of council and lead the place."
Oh, so the skulls are alive, of course, right?
He nods. "You can see them flying through the sky of Skullport from time to time."
Wonderful.
He smiles a toothy grin. "They usually do not bother you unless you bother them, I am told."
Hmm.
Their presence has been a bulwark against any form of intrusion or invasion for as long as I can, well, I have been told at least. But something happened recently, and as I said, a new power has risen in Skullport. It is unfortunate as work has dried up." He shakes his head. "I am not one of the keepers of the gold, or one of the clerks, but I can't imagine the Legion can stay here without being paid for much longer.
All right. Well, perhaps we should go. I have a bag of stones to deliver to someone in Skullport.
He nods and says, "Very well." Makes a motion for Jorgus and friends to lead on, as he will trail behind with his bow.
Let's go back to the boat.
Back to the boat.
Yes, the boatsman is still here. As you approach, he will hold out his hand for payment.
All right,
Well,
I got this.
we luckily have gold pieces. Turns out the treasure didn't have any.
All right, I'll pay for myself, Yorgus, and Lurash. Again,
All right,
We'll pay for ourselves.
that's wonderful.
I'm a generous prince.
Yeah, sure are. Get on the boat and sail away into the mists.
My mouse is weirdly sensitive today. What's going on?
As you sail, after a while, roughly, where you were, you can see the mist break up a little, and you see the little landing with the bell and the table and the rhyme. The boat will seemingly continue past this unless you flag that you want to get off here specifically.
It's fine.
Nah, we're good.
All right.
Let's explore the mighty city of Skullport
Well,
with its
Legion.
hordes of skulls, respectively.
Literal skulls.
You continue further down a little bit. As you can see on your left hand, another what do we call a landing, we could call it, show up in the mists. Oops, that was wrong. That's the one I want. Unless you flag that you want to get off here, the boat will continue.
I mean, we could get off here, guys.
I think we should. I don't know where this is, but
All right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The boat will
Why
then,
not?
the ferryman will slowly put the boat to rest here and wait for you to get off.
Ah. You know where this is, Lurash. Why we got
Lurash-
up here?
Lura shakes his head and says, "I have never been this side of the river, I think."
Oh, well, that's exciting. We just
the
walked.
He shifts
last place was obviously filled with treasure, so if this place is not obviously filled with treasure, then it must have even more treasure.
Secret treasure is always more treasure than obvious treasure. In our experience.
Exactly.
I am not exactly sure that is how it works.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that this area, this entire Undermountain, isn't made by chance, so every area so far has seemed to have somewhat of a purpose.
Except for all those dwarven tunnels. I figured they were just taken from somewhere else.
I think that was Hallister's starting ground.
Prince Ellerin.
Do my usual.
The huge.
The invisibility.
The usual vanishing into the darkness.
Yeah. All right, you peek around the corner, and you see the mist hang here, similar to what it did before. It is cold and damp. There's water dripping from the ceiling, forming shallow pools everywhere around here. As you look around the corner, you see a cavern filled with perfectly round, wet black pebbles strewn everywhere around here.
Okay. I'm just suspicious of everything today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just black pebbles, man. Little rocks.
Just black pebbles. They're just rocks, right?
Now, here's the thing, man. If this is just a natural cave,
Uh
I'd be approaching Underdark, right? So
huh.
keep going. I'm sure you'll find it.
Eventually, we'll get to the end. Sure. Sure. Black pebbles.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask, do I recall? But honestly, are black pebbles that suspicious in the Undermountain?
I mean,
Do I recall anything
They're
about?
perfectly round.
there's a
mean,
lot of them, and they're perfectly round.
That is,
so,
it's all very sus. What's up
They
with the
just, like,
pebbles?
Like spread across the ground, or
yeah.
like do they cover the ground?
Yes.
Oh,
Is it
it's
like, is it like one pebble deep in like a
Ball pit?
perfect layer, or is it like a ball pit of pebbles?
Well, does Elrond lean in and poke the pebbles?
I mean, why not? Why not? I've got skeleton hands.
All right.
What can they do to my hands?
The dead cold grasp of Elrond pokes one of the pebbles. It seems to be exactly one pebble deep.
Oh, like a perfect layer of pebbles.
It's like one of those Japanese stone gardens,
Oh, okay,
but only one layer deep.
but only one layer deep. That's interesting.
Underneath is the slippery rock of the rest of the cavern.
Okay, guess I'll step in to
Mhm.
them.
The pebbles crunch slightly underfoot, but nothing seems to happen.
They don't turn into a giant pebble onyx.
No.
So we'll carry on.
A new monster, the pebble storm.
Pebble storm. It's just a tornado. There's nothing special about it.
full of stones. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's like that monster that's made of like 10 billion different skeletons, a boneyard.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I would kind of love? If we keep sailing and like every 2 meters there's like another little random cave. And it's actually just because this ferryman loves gold. And he's been...
He just
Just
wants.
People stop and start again all the time, so...
I've got like.
I mean, he's making a killing right now.
I've got like 2 trips left in me. Like, I blew 700 gold last session for a magic item. Like,
Sure you would take that too if you really...
As you move here,
hmm.
you hear the gnashing and like munching of like, you know, someone eating meat or fish or something coming from a cavern to the south here. As you look in, you can see a lot of like piles of dirt and like rags and stuff thrown around this cavern. You can also see a collection of these like hideous blindish creatures that you have seen before, called grimlocks. They are they're sitting here. They're like poking around a lot of dead fish, like cracking a crab and eating it. They just seem to hang out. They have not noticed Elrond currently.
Okay.
Although he does know
They have like life sensors.
um, that they have some sort of blind sense or like tremor sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, just they're blind. Even I'm invisible to them.
What's.
The conspicuous black...
Yeah,
there
what's
seems
down
to
here?
be a corridor going further in over here.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Is this still all pebbles?
The pebbles
Was it just a shrine?
stop sharply here. Oops, here.
Oh, okay.
So pebbles are in this cave specifically.
Well, let's hug this wall.
Okay.
Let's we try.
Make a stealth check, please.
Oh.
Uh,
Ooh. How far do I get?
No, that's fine. You're fine.
Alright.
They don't seem to notice you
Alright.
as you creep past.
It might not be very wise.
Oh,
They don't seem very wise.
I did consider casting Pass Without Trace on myself, but that seems excessive.
Mm-hmm. There's a definite smell of like seaweed and salt water as you approach this this larger cave here.
Seaweed and salt water, eh? Okay.
The river's fresh water, so that means we're nearing port side.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep looking, but I think this will be the last corner I look around. Oop.
Yes. The cave, as you poke in, seemed to be rather large and filled with bodies of water, like deeper puddles. You can see different form of like sea life scuttling around. A lot of crabs and other like small, like shrimps and crawfish and stuff like that poking around here. There is a thin mist of like sea fog hanging in this area, making it difficult to see too much. Oops. To see this at least.
Hmm. Okay. See if I can get back to the crew.
You see a crab glare at you from the closest pond.
Shh, crab, don't tell anyone.
It raises a claw and clicks it.
I'll try and get back to the crew without
At least it's
alerting.
sinister.
Yeah, without alerting these Grimlocks.
We should recruit them for our army.
They shall join Yorga's Legion.
Laura shakes his head. They're too stupid.
They're too stupid.
Maybe that's true.
And they also smell.
This cave and route stones and everything.
They smell really badly as well. I mean, Yorgos doesn't mind smell, or like Lorish doesn't mind smell too much, but these creatures, even these creatures, it's bad, right?
Well, Eloran comes into the glorious light of Yorgus's beacon and says, the pebbles seem to be one layer thick, and further in there seems to be a cavern of Grimlocks. They didn't seem to notice me, and further in, down another side way was a pool. It smelled like seawater.
That's it.
That's all I saw. I didn't want to go too much further.
How does that explain these rocks? Why are they round?
He shrugs.
And why?
I am not Beldus. I cannot pretend to understand what wizards do.
Misses his dwarf.
I mean, should we head deeper into the cave, or should we decide that this is not worth our attention?
Well, I mean, so far it seems like there's little risk to exploring.
That is true. A few Grimlocks, maybe if we leave them alone, they won't bother us.
Yes.
There are a good dozen, maybe. Nothing we can't handle, I think.
I mean, if this was not part of the dungeon, they'd put up a sign or something, surely.
I think this is all of Hallister's machinations, right?
You always just step into these weird pebbles.
Yeah, they crunch softly underfoot.
Yeah, are they just like tight against each other, or is there like space to?
No, they are packed in here for sure. Like someone has taken the time to place them, just so they're all.
Do they form a pattern or something?
Well, I mean, Make an investigation check.
I mean, why would people put pebbles here?
No.
Oh, whatever.
Why Pebble? Oh.
It is peculiar, isn't it?
It is.
Now
Well,
now that you mention it.
Why Pebble?
well, Elrond looking at it, considering. Oh, actually, well, I mean, snap and branch.
Jesus Christ, you.
My rolls today. That's
Your
like the
skill
fourth
checks.
running.
Actually, snapping branch, like from a certain angle, with the light of Yorgos's halberd, falling on the pebbles just so, she can see that they are subtly in different hues and colors. Like different variations of black and gray and like slightly lighter black. They actually form a big portrait of what she's pretty sure is Hallister. It is like his face rendered in profile over this entire cave in pebbles. Now slightly disturbed since Elrond and like Yorgos has traipsed through it. But yeah, someone yes. Exactly.
She'll mention that. Maybe something along the lines of, oh yeah, Miss Volshire had a pebble garden that she used to like different colors and you had to look a certain way. It's fascinating. She'll actually take some time out of our walk here to try to fix the damage we've done by walking through here. Just like casually, like nudge a few rocks back into place.
Maybe if we arrange them right, it will open some secret passage.
Maybe if we make him smile. He will
I
show
would
pity
take
on us.
I would take a serious rearranging of the rocks.
But that seems almost worth it. Take a long rest. We can do it here.
Take a long rest. Let us kill the folks first. Come back and make Hallister happy.
Hallister will smile again.
Because every morning he goes here to look. It's like, who am I? What do I think? Oh, he's an old man. I be that. Then again, I think if you'd come in here and seen a smiling Hallister face in the bottom of the floor, that might have actually alarmed me more.
Really like jovially smiling. You're like, oh no.
Well, I mean, York's not going to try to be quiet as he moves on. He's wearing half plates. It's kind of pointless. He'll keep an eye on these Grimlocks though, as the light falls upon them.
Yeah, they seemingly eat and munch. Like the two closest ones sort of sniff the air and turn their pale, like blind faces towards him. But they don't really move to attack. Rather, they shirk back.
Good, excellent. That's fine then. Surely they will not be
They
summoned by the
shirk back,
saltwater
that's-
siren or something. Yeah, Yorgos doesn't want to just kill him. He'll think about pitching his idea to them, but it seems like they're in the middle of food.
They seemingly
People that, he was told by Durnan low key to not do that to people while eating at the.
Exactly.
People eating is not an opportunity to proselytize.
No, people usually are not in the right mind to know.
Yeah.
Need to get them drunk first.
Then you can sell them all sorts of ideas.
Yeah.
So, is there something in this water?
I mean, seaweed and
How
crabs.
How deep is it?
How close does she get?
Yes.
I think this is too weird not to go close.
As close as it takes, right?
Yeah,
In the water.
like traipsing forward. Maybe she'll take out like a one of her marbles and just throw it in there.
Sure. The water.
Ball bearings rather.
Yes. Remove one ball bearing from the collection of like 1,000 or whatever it is in a bag.
Yeah.
The one of the ball bearings plonk into the water. There is a soft splash. A little bit of seaweed and stuff is gushed up, and she can see like a rather big crab like moving around, simply investigating the ball bearing she throwed in. But it doesn't really move to attack or anything. It is of impressive size, however.
Well, big crab. Amazing.
Right.
Keep our distance, shall we?
I mean, sure. Is there anything over here to shine the light in this cave? Turn around.
Yes, there are things here.
To illuminate the crab shrine or something. Oh, look at that. This really seems to be a Grimlock haven, really.
It's just it's another face.
Yeah. Oh,
Kawaii. You can see a crab over there.
Mhm.
You can also see a crab there poking around. And there's also like smaller crawfish and other things like in these ponds, but the crabs are like the big obvious stuff, you know.
they're just eating like seaweed or something?
Yeah, they're just eating seaweed or like smaller things. Like they're rummaging around pretty much.
How nice.
Crab up north seems still to be glaring at you.
We could pass around this pool if we go to the side.
Mm-hmm. There is a hissing, an angry, high-pitched hissing sound coming from the south, and you can see a lot of fog and steam ahead.
You throw a pebble that way. It's not
Is
bad.
it a hissing in response to us approaching, or is it just constant?
It is rhythmical and constant.
Okay. Maybe it's a sauna.
These things have it good.
The crabs seem to agree.
Maybe the crabs would hire us to kill the Grimlocks.
Crab comes up to you. Excuse me, sir.
They've been eating my people.
We have plotted vengeance upon the Grimlocks for a long
Well-
time, sir.
Ellerin, perhaps it's time for you to take heed again. See in the dark and such.
Yeah.
Skilled underground explorer, after all.
I am raised in the forest, made to go underground.
Ahead
now.
of you is a cave with heavy fog and just steam in it. You can hear clearly the gushing of geysers somewhere in here, like constantly adding more and more steam.
This place is lovely.
You want to brave the mists.
What is the mist? Is it just mist?
Seems like it. Seems to be mist out of the briny water that's like collected in the geysers that puff out from time to time.
Sure.
Is there salt? Like caked salt around?
Yes, there is definitely salt around.
Okay.
Okay, as you navigate this room, I would like a dexterity save.
All right.
As you try to avoid the many geysers. Oh yeah, no problem. Elrond can navigate through this.
Okay. So anything in that like left chamber bit there?
No.
No. Okay. All right. We'll carry on. The good thing about mist is even if a creature somehow manages, well, they couldn't even see me even if. But Mask of the Wild is a thing wood elves have. And mist counters slight obscurities. What even?
I think you're all just going to take a chance to go over here and just
Mm-hmm.
try to taste some of this rock salt. That's this salt here. Little on his finger.
It's very salty. Yes.
Oh, it's good salt.
Yeah. You sprinkle that on some.
We'll take the chance to get a little bag and then
Sure, you have
natural
a
unpacked salt. Or, under.
you have a shark skin pouch. You could collect the salt.
Oh, that's such
that's
gross.
sea salt.
really.
Okay. So
I
then
had
the misty.
the misty geysers clear.
Hmm.
You can see apparently some sort of crossroads.
Okay.
Elrond also notices an eerie glow coming from around the corner here. Is if something something is burning, like a campfire, perhaps.
Okay. He'll go back to the crew and inform them of the geysers and that they must be very careful. And that it appears that there could be a campfire up ahead.
Does anyone buy it?
I haven't explored that far. I was going to now.
Given the risk of burning here, it might be nice to look if there's actually a reason for us to go through it. If possible.
Let's look. I'm gonna try and
So
be super stealthy and avoid as much of the light as possible.
Okay.
I suggest civilization.
Mm-hmm.
oh, glowing
Well.
mushrooms. Or,
Now in here, he sees quite this strange sight. In the middle of this room seems to be a huge cauldron that's like heaped atop a campfire that's burning with like embers and a little bit of flame and some weird like green glow tossed in there. It is lighting up this cavern that is still filled with like seaweed and salt and like puddles. And there's a lot of like seaweed filled alcoves around this cavern. And seemingly way further on.
Where was the campfire?
It's here underneath the cauldron.
Oh, underneath the car.
And to the left is just more cavern.
That seems to be a lot of cavern, yes.
Okay. Oh boy. Alright. I guess he'll come back. And explain that there is a crossroads and that it splits up a lot. A cauldron set atop a active fire in one chamber.
I mean, I suppose we should get through then.
Yeah. Julia. Probably crabs.
More crabs. Witch crabs.
You want a deck save?
Yes. Anyone moving through the geyser deck saves? No problem at all. Oh. Well.
Advantage on
22
save.
is better, certainly. So Jorgus makes it through no problem.
And Larash can.
Yes. Yeah, he makes it too.
Yay, Laura.
Everyone makes it through safely.
It took our time, yeah.
We were careful.
Yeah. For sure.
A cauldron or that leads on to more cavern or more cavern.
I mean, just take a look at the cauldron.
Let's take a look at the cauldron.
What's in the cauldron? Cauldron's a mimic.
Cauldron mimic.
Swallows you.
Yes. As Snapping Brush moves into the room, there is a sort of snapping, like wet, like sucking sound from the different alcoves with the seaweed, and a creature emerges.
No.
Hello.
A creature with like pale bluish skin, huge bug fish eyes, seaweed for hair, and a shark-like mouth, looks towards Snapping Branch. Is hunched over, clad in like a tunic of some sort of seaweed, clutching a bony staff. Looks toward her and says, "Oh, guests, how incredibly rare."
Well, hello there. We were just exploring around. And, well, we saw the fire, obviously.
The creature nods and says, "Of course. I tried to invite you before, but you didn't come. I thought you had been scared away."
You
It hops forward.
you did?
She nods. "Perhaps you didn't listen, or you didn't hear. It is difficult to say."
Was that the... Do I feel like this is the... I'm trying to remember when we saw that well.
Yes.
Is that... Yeah, okay. Because I remember I remember the well, and that we were told by someone to go down it.
She nods. "That was me. I am Gurgle Brine. These are my sisters, Caldra Cuttlefingers and Coral Black."
It's very nice to meet you.
She smiles a predatory smile. Oh, my voice just gave out. Ugh. I don't know what happened there. It was just told me like, nope, I'm not going to do that again. She looks on you and says, "Welcome to our cabin where we live in peace and harmony." Yes, she nods solemnly.
Yeah, we've noticed the area seems pretty comparatively peaceful to the rest of the place we've explored.
No
She
need to be
smiles.
so yourself. I'm sure we could militarize it if need be.
Lurash looks at these creatures with obvious alarm and disgust, and he is like, his hand is hovering very close to his weapons.
What are they?
Yeah, we'll step back and be with him, like, take him over here, be like, do you know these creatures?
He nods and says, "These are the sea hag coven of the river."
Oh.
He always looks at him, blinking twice.
They take,
heard that
they
ever
take,
before.
they take offerings thrown into the river to offer safe passage if you don't pay the boatman. Many creatures have been drowned and fed to these beings for safe passage. He looks around. It is said that they employ powerful witchcraft.
We don't want to mess with that, then. Or do we?
"Oh, what is happening over here? A secret council, Google Brian hops forward.
Well, you must understand that this is a quite shocking encounter, as everything in this dungeon is.
She smiles. You see the pointy shark teeth towards her, and she says, "Of course, my dear, of course. But do come in. The soup is almost ready." She picks up the cane she was hopping on and starts stirring the cauldron.
What's in the soup? What are we having?
Delicious things caught fresh in the river.
Oh, there's a lot of crabs around here.
She nods. "Oh yes, the little crabs, the darlings. They do like to feast on the bodies."
There's people in the soup.
You could
What? Why would there be people in the soup?
There's people in the soup.
Do you know anything about the Grimlocks?
She nods and says, "Oh yes, the Grimlocks. They are escapees from the Drow encampment. Some of them have made it out and made it here. We have offered them a safe haven. Yes. In return, they help us catch nutrition from the river."
That seems functional enough.
She nods and stirs the cauldron.
Perhaps would be interested in having more Grimlocks. We have issues with the Drow, and could be convinced perhaps to free some more for you.
She looks around towards Yorgos and says, "Yes, the drow, they are quite a bother these days. They
Be
have
not, I
moved,
know, right?
they have moved
Just
in force."
with these drow, it's just so many spiders and
She
boys.
nods.
We fought a whole bunch of them.
She nods again and says, "We know." And she moves a hand over the fumes of the cauldron. "We have seen it. Yes, most impressive what you have done. The drow moved in rather recently in force on this level. We believe they are but a scouting arm of the noble house of Arvindal. Yes, there
That
has
would make
been."
sense
Why does that name ring a bell so much?
because we fought one of them.
Oh yeah, of course.
She smiles and says, "House Arvindal has great plans for Undermountain. Great plans for all of it, really." She spits out a glob of slime next to the cauldron and says, "They are disturbing the natural order of things down here. We are most displeased."
Well, perhaps you could incentivize us to make it a priority to remove them.
He smiles
You know,
slightly.
mercenary work. Tempest approves of such things.
She smiles and says, "Oh, I see. Well then, what would you be interested in as payment for such a service?"
Well, magical things, treasure. Really, a lot of. I don't know what sort of. It looks around this. I'm not really acquainted with fish much, but yeah, treasure, magical things, maybe even information if need be.
She nods.
Like you know a lot.
"We have information. We see a lot." The hags in the crevices nods in agreement.
Hmm. Well, I mean,
We also have collected some pearls and other valuables. Yes,
those things we're certainly interested in.
she smiles.
There's
Of
also a
course.
particular piece of information that strikes me as interesting, but I don't know if I should
Mhm.
ask now or after the deed is done.
She smiles. "You can always ask, dear."
Well, do you know what happened with Asrock? It seems, from the word of it, that he's gotten a bit stale, maybe.
There's a grumble coming from Lurash in the back. They smile and say, "Ah, yes, the warlord. Well, Yorgus, the
Oh, they know his name.
warlord.
That's impressive.
Mhm.
It's like, oh,
The warlord has a secret, you see."
yes.
A secret, you say?
She smiles. "Oh, yes, a secret. And knowing that secret has pacified him. Someone is taking advantage of it. Oh, yes."
Well,
She
that sounds like
smiles.
a tantalizing bit of information.
"There has been many shifting, different things happening down here as of recent time. The city of Skullport has been attacked. There is a war going on in its shadows and sometimes in the open streets. Many factions have moved in, you see.
Hmm.
The Council of Skulls have uh, lacked somewhat in its vigilance as of late and allowed other players to seize control of the city.
Oh, well, I do like the sound of war.
She,
How
uh,
how do
she
you know
chuckles.
all these things in this geographic case?
We see many things. Proper incantations and sacrifices reveal much. She does like a sway hand over over the cauldron, and you can see like the smoke sort of starting to form cities and faces, and just basically she's like painting sort of a small diorama with the smoke from the cauldron.
Well, that's impressive.
So, what is the secret that that controls and holds Astrok's hand, and who is using it?
She smiles and says, "There was." She cocks her head as there's like a hissing gurgle sound from the other hags, and she says, "Oh, shush, you two! If we don't trust these friendly adventurers, we might not get what we want from them." She smiles again, the shark smile towards Yorgos. She says, "Well, you see, the power struggle in Skullport has rendered the Council of Skulls somewhat powerless, we think. The they have employed the Legion in the past and paid well for it, which is why Asrock has hung around, we think. Isn't that so, you delicious little morsel?" She looks up to Lurash, who visibly shivers at the attention of this creature. She looks to Yorgos. "But lately, a emissary of one of the new uh, rulers of Skullport arrived in the Legion's stronghold. And since then, not much has happened. You see, the emissary knows the secret." She winks at Yorgos. "Perhaps you should talk to him further."
And who is he?
Ah, yes, he is quite the clever character, you see. While he is called Ulquess, he is an ambassador, yes. Come under the flag of peace and negotiation from the new ruler of Skullport. He is what is called an illithid.
Oh, that was thanks about what that is.
Now, we could scry more and try finding more information for you, but that wouldn't be free of charge.
How much for that secret that seems to be so?
She smiles to Post Branch. Easy. Kill the drow. All of them.
I mean,
All the ones in the settlement, right? All the
She
Okay.
nods.
you
Yes.
have to be a bit more specific. Like, where? But the world is a large place, and there's many.
The ones in the settlement.
She smiles. Of course, dear. In the ruins of Storm Culder, the ancient hold that was thrown in here and now in ruins. I believe you have seen some of it. It is to the northwest. The drow have inhabited it and created a small settlement. There they ply their slaver trade. They dig and they probe and prod and extend their influence. We dislike it. Go into the ruins of Stormrakul and kill them all. Every last one of them. And then we can employ the powers of our coven to scry for you. Ask questions of the strands of fate that, well, bind all of you.
Locus looks to Lurash. Does you friends with the drow, I assume?
He shakes his head. No, the drow has encroached on the Legion's territory. There has been many skirmishes.
Mila looks to the two others. I don't think you're friends with the drow either.
Far from it. Ancestral hatred.
Well, who am I to get in between that and
Gurglebrine smiles. You have already dealt quite a telling blow to the drow forces here by killing off their high priestess on this. Well, she led the reclamation of this level. We believe that this responsibility has now fallen to one of her sisters.
You know,
I really don't consider myself a mercenary. That's fairly dirty and unexciting work. But gonna be honest, the Drow haven't been the most polite people towards us so far. And what you're offering is tempting.
truth and pearls. No, it's not just, I don't know what else I could ask for.
Girl Brian shortles the sound of waves crashing against the beach, and also like something very slimy and phlegmy. She hawks up another crab or something from her throat and like coughs it out on the ground.
Bless you.
She said, "Thank you, dearie."
See, and I feel like I need to explain this. Yorkers, most people would be disgusted and weirded out by this sort of thing, but Yorkers is from here.
Mm-hmm.
He knows these tunnels. Like this is home, and the upstairs is the strange new place to him. Like he's not seen creatures like this, but there's a lot of weird shit down here.
Oh yeah.
And so at some point you learn to take these things in stride. Like, oh yeah, these are just other creatures like himself in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he got up there, he certainly got weird stares and whatnot. Yeah, he doesn't look like a rotted sea corpse, and for that he's pretty helpful. But he believes that any creature could go to war. And so any creature could have value.
Oh, and one last piece of exciting information for you, intrepid adventurers, sweet, juicy adventurers.
It was not, yes.
One of the things you seek is hidden here on this level.
Oh.
She nods and winks at him, and like another barnacle falls out of her eye.
What do we see?
She shortles. That is probably something you would know better. Ah. Starts stirring the cauldron again, and then she says, "You are free to go in our domain. We and our magics and our creatures will not accost you. However," she points towards the east, "do not go down that corridor. And if you go down the one to the southwest, be wary. There is one of those failed drow monstrosities at the end of that tunnel."
Is that something you'd want us to get rid of?
She shrugs. The creature seems mad and hasn't moved much, but if you go that way, sure. Anything that is drow-shaped or colored should be destroyed. They infect everything with their demon worship and their foul magics. I hate spiders. She picks up a crab and inspects it.
And the way to the northwest, that would be northeast.
To the northeast is our private chambers. You don't want to go there, or do you? She winks seductively towards Yorgos.
I suppose not, but I've thought maybe there was a path to get to the well.
She shakes his head. No, the well dumps out in the river upstream.
All right, that makes sense then. So this is Drider Path, and these paths are no.
Yes, that seems to be the case of it.
Is there anything beyond the Drider?
She shrugs. More water and caverns. Maybe the Drider has collected some sort of loot or riches. Who could say? The creature is crazy.
Well, all right. It looks to the others. I suppose that really concludes that. I would say that you'll hear from us, but I'm pretty sure you already do.
She smiles. As long as you are close to the water, dear, we can hear.
That's good.
Call on Gurgle Brine on the water, and we shall answer.
Great. We'll do that, I suppose.
She smiles. Good fortune to you then, intrepid adventurers. We are very excited to see your progress.
This is a real quest.
Real quest. Kill all drow.
You know, they could put a number to it, like 50 or something, but that's all there is. Doesn't make a difference.
Kill all drow in location. That's
Bring us 12 drow livers. Most of them don't have any.
That's right. You need to kill a lot of them.
Do we want to go down this passage and search this area?
Some of them dropped 2, which is weird.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they took another guy's, and then
Oh, right, yeah.
I'll be right back.
they were doing the same quest.
They were also on the quest. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we can take a few minutes break to visit bathroom and stuff.
All right.
Sure.
There's friendly cave.
Yeah, I think we should go down there.
And I'm back.
Okay.
I misspelled that name of that ambassador, something fierce in my notes.
Oh well. So long as you can phonetically say it, I guess.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
So here is the thing I was looking for. Yes. So back to 9th edition 40k.
Yeah.
Yes. So command points are no longer dependent on detachments,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. So
Every-
you don't
you-
need like 3 troops at HQ to
Exactly.
make like a scout battalion. Yeah.
No, the point limit of the game determines the command points. Full stop. That's the
Okay.
only thing that matters.
So, like
So-
1,000. So like 1,000-point army would have like X amount
Yep.
of command points, and then every unit, I'm guessing, will then have a command point deduction. Not every unit, but some units will have a command point deduction. right?
No, I actually misheard or misunderstood. I think
Oh,
we need to
okay.
read this more carefully. But basically, say 1,000 points, you get 6 command points,
Yep.
regardless of army. Everyone gets that.
Yep.
Then I guess you might have certain things that give you bonuses depending on traits and stuff you pick.
Yep.
And each turn, I think if the army is battle forged,
Yep.
like it adheres to
Adheres to
models
those
that get
battalion
forged.
models, yeah.
Yeah, you can generate extra command points per turn that you can use on stratagems.
Oh, generate per turn. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be very interesting.
So, if you run a super elite custodes force, you will no longer just have like one command point,
Yeah, yeah.
but-
I mean, if something that people always seem to miss, and I missed for the longest time, is that if your army was battle forged in 8th edition,
Yeah.
you gained 3 command points, regardless of like
Yes.
if it was like the smallest detachment. If it was battle forged, it had
Yeah.
3 command points. Loads of people missed that. I missed it for the longest time.
True. So each mission has a primary objective that's like a take and hold usually. But then there's secondary objectives that are asymmetrical and that you choose yourself.
Okay.
So you can
yeah.
have like a second objective can be like I pick purge the enemy, like
Yeah.
which gets that you get points for killing characters. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
So you have a main objective that gets most of your points, and then a secondary objective you pick yourself, and your opponent picks one for himself, and that's like, so you have the big fight, and then you have the secondary fights for the secondary objectives, like picking up more points, and you get a free 10 victory points if your army is completely modeled and painted. That's
I like
in the
that.
rules.
I really like that.
That's in the rules.
That should be. I mean, the amount of times. Hell, I've sent you a picture of my like completely like modeled, painted as to my best ability,
Yep.
up against red blob.
Yep.
And it's just like,
Now-
for fuck's sake.
Now that's worth 10 victory
It's
points.
worth 10 victory points. Ah,
Right there. That's in the rulebook.
I want to go back to the store to play a game against that guy because he was the
Yeah.
cheese guy as well. He never had a
Yeah.
full painted army. So I want to go back, just be like,
Very, very dishonorable.
But the owner of the store had like a rule that you couldn't use unpainted models, but he was lenient for regulars. Like if he knew you were painting, he'd be like,
Sure,
"Oh,
sure.
all right, fine." Because like it kind of looks bad if
Beck.
look at that. If
Yeah.
you go into a store and you're thinking about getting into it, and then there's like one guy who's put tons of effort in, and there's another guy that hasn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't look as cool.
No, so that's just worth victory points these days. That's pretty fun. New rule in 9th edition for K. You get 10 victory points if you have a fully assembled and painted army. That's just in the rules now.
Well, you know what? I'll live it up.
Yeah.
I'll catch up to those 10 victory points.
Sure you will.
Alright, I think we're all here. I think Sheep's here. Sheep, come back.
I am here.
Alright, let's go commit village
Oh my.
genocide for another campaign.
Not genocide, there's plenty of them.
I mean, we are killing them because of their ethnicity, so...
We'll go to them and be like, hey guys, want to be friends? And they'll be like, kill the intruders! And then we'll kill all of them. Like, I don't know, that doesn't really make a difference, does it?
I mean, I think we can go in already assuming that they don't like us because their boss tried to kill us, so...
Yeah, I feel like at this point it's not really... They're not subtle about it. And apparently it's
No.
a slave camp, so I feel like, the good drow probably aren't there.
Drow are notoriously unsubtle when it comes to these things, for sure.
Very evil, so... Maybe more evil than hags,
The hags are surprisingly reasonable, right?
I mean, they are offering something pretty significant.
Yeah, something we're looking for. I don't
Maybe
know.
we can blackmail Asrock to rule his legion, and then we could become the rulers of Skullport because apparently these skull things have been defeated. So
I mean, we're only on level 3. What thing do we need? What thing do we need to find? There's a thing that we need to find? I don't know what's going on.
what? Oh,
She
are you
said-
looking for something?
I'm not. No.
No, why are you here?
Well, I mean, I am looking for something, but I didn't think it was
Well, maybe
level
it's here.
3. But is it a thing? I don't even know if it's a thing. I don't know what
Well,
it is.
could be. It
Maybe.
could be the thing you're looking for.
It could be a thing I'm looking for.
It could.
I'm looking for a spell jam, and I know exactly what.
Plus 5 Warple Halberd.
That'll be further
That's
down.
probably it.
That's way further down. I think that's
as you-
after Vanrak's Doom.
As you might recall, but probably don't, since you don't seem to recall it.
Just
A
don't
long
recall
time ago, you were asked. You have a few quests running. don't you?
Yes. We do.
Stones.
Stones.
Stones is one of them. Yes. There are others as well.
Sure, we'll remember it.
I'm showing you. Yep.
God.
Uh,
It's probably Valky's probably got it written down somewhere, and he's like, "You fucking idiot!" So when he watches this,
Well, no, I was asked about the stones personally.
uh-huh.
Of course, I have that. It's my primary quest. Now I have a new
Jorgus hasn't,
side quest. It's kill all drow. So
Jorgus hasn't shared that quest with the others. It didn't click on the thing in the quest book that shared quest.
But there's also like the throne that Volo wants, I believe.
Yes, the
Yes.
throne of the coronal.
well,
And,
maybe that's the one that Astrok is sitting on.
and the slaver brother of the Rosna family,
Mm-hmm.
That seems likely to be here.
probably.
Slaving drow and all.
I mean, he's not a drow, is he? He's just a dude.
No, well, if he's a slaver, he's probably here.
He's just a dude, as far as you know. Yeah.
We don't have to kill him if he's not drow.
And then the next quest is the spell jam on level 18. I think it was 18, right?
I feel like that's less of a. I mean, we're not going to recover that. We're gonna delve into the astral sea, and I can meet Tempest himself. You know,
Maybe, yeah.
go to his
Fly to-
castle, the Castle of War.
Try to. Where is Tempest hanging out, actually? I don't know the name of his realm.
Remember, these days they're all broke and then rebuilt.
Yeah,
Eternal battlefields or something.
probably, right? Is he? Because he's neutral, right? So.
Hmm.
Would foe have a lot of battles? Well, there's a lot of subservient deities actually.
Yeah. He's like a whole pantheon.
His dominion is called the Warrior's Rest.
Oh, that's okay. Much less exciting, really.
Warrior's Rest, also known as Knight's Rest, is a divine realm in Limbo.
Hmm.
Neutral plane in World 3 of Cosmology. With perhaps the most misleading title in the whole cosmology. The theme of Warrior's Rest was battle and eternal war.
You go there, and the first thing you hear and says, in the 31st millennium,
Yeah.
there is only war.
Yeah, no, there's like it's basically like Plains of Eternal War up there. Yeah, maybe sail to Limbo and check it out.
There we go. We'll go to D&D 40k.
Hmm. God,
Probably space Egyptian robots, right?
probably, why not? All right. Well, you may press on. Where do you press on?
I mean, okay. Do we want to kill the monster? And see if
I just don't see why.
because it might have loot.
They said it might have loot.
Yeah.
I suppose that's as good a reason as any.
And I mean, I'm gonna need a long rest soon. We
I'm
got
gonna
like
need
an
lots
hour
of
and a half left of this session, so
That's true. Let's go.
kill
for it.
this. Let's go
All
kill
right.
this spider thing.
You want to go and kill a monster.
Maybe we can recruit it. to our army.
Yeah, right.
Maybe.
The hacks will join it. I feel like that's and they will bring the Grimlocks, and then we'll free some people from the Drow camp, and then we'll get the Ashrock's Legion, and suddenly we'll have a whole thing.
Well, that certainly looks like loot.
Pile of bones is not loot.
It is. You look in. There's a lot of bones.
Oh, is it bones?
led up here.
Oh. I was zoomed out
Um,
slightly too far. Got pixelated.
There is bones of hundreds of like fish and humanoids and all manner of strange creatures just piled up here. All the bones are completely boiled and eaten clean.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess we'll. So, is there anything? Is whatever caused this here?
You're pretty sure they've been boiled, so it might
So
they might come from
probably-
the cauldron up there.
Nice. All right. I mean, let's just scout.
All right. Well, I guess they don't eat the bones.
I don't need the bones.
No, they don't seem to necessarily like the bones.
You know, each to their own. Really, I'm not gonna argue about how they eat their people.
Locals just eat the bones.
They're good for your teeth.
Not of people, probably.
Probably.
I mean,
You'll get
if
some
you-
man.
most things you don't get much of a choice, really.
I mean, that's true. Eloran has not eaten people
I
before.
think you've seen a lot of cabbage fields, and no,
We have not seen a singular cabbage field, I must admit.
like everything that lives here has to eat.
Is
As
there,
everyone gets further away, they all have to eat.
is there a cabbage field level?
Who are you to judge me? Screamed Yorgus.
You know what? I've never considered scarcity.
If only you knew. If only you knew the terrors that we must suffer in my
And you
kingdom.
a terrible state of affairs, scarcity.
As you kill someone who has a lot of stuff and take it, then it's yours. So.
At one
you've
win.
never
Captain Branch, I've only heard of scarcity in books. He's never actually seen it.
It was unrealistic, so I didn't like the story anymore.
It
No.
was so unrealistic.
Not having everything? Huh.
Yeah.
How patently absurd.
To have or not to have is not a question. I feel that's how it went.
I have all.
It's a very long tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
It is a long tunnel. My god. Hallister has a thing for really long tunnels.
Yeah, he's a fan. You have
Yes.
concluded that much.
He is a fan of long tunnels.
Well, it's because he doesn't have to walk them. He just
It's true.
teleports.
He seemingly teleports around at will here.
It's how you can spot someone who has been under mountain in Waterdeep. It's like you look at their calves, and it's just like veined muscle. And you're like, oh, that's under mountain delver.
Yeah, I can see it. Huge calves.
Alright. Nothing special about this weirdly open bit that
It's
dived into?
natural cave.
No.
Alright. I do have like 90-foot dark vision. Because umbral sight is a thing for me, apparently.
Let's see. Give me 2 secs. I need to look something up quickly. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Yes. The cave. As you come in here, you do see something. Just this. so. You see, in the middle of a large cave, there seems to be a statue standing.
Oh, no, not a weeping
Um,
angel.
It's seemingly a half-crumbled statue of some sort of human warrior. He's wearing a crown, clad in plate armor. He has his sword drawn and ready. And yeah, he's just standing there.
That seems sus. Is that it in this room?
I mean, what isn't suspect?
Everything is sus.
You looked at the big empty cave and was like, "This is."
This is suspicious.
Looking around the corner,
Secrets.
you see a bundle of web and another bundle of web. One of them is human-shaped. The other one is sort of an oblong sack of some kind. You can also clearly hear water and see sea mist coming in from over here. Possibly the river flows by.
Okay, so there's probably at least a giant spider somewhere. If there's a bundle of web that's human-shaped. Do I see any giant spiders?
No, you don't.
Just see a statue, huh?
Yeah.
Prepare to do the old switcheroo. Can I come and have a look, see more?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can see the shore of the river. You can hear the lapping of the water. And yeah.
Okay.
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
11.
Okay.
That's the okay of you see nothing.
Yep, that's the okay if you see nothing.
Do I check the statue or the body?
Why not both?
Which one first, though?
Carry the body to the statue and do both.
There we go, I'll do both, yeah. Let's go.
One eye on each. Like the lizard that elves are.
We are chameleons. Do not...
Like
We can operate our eyes independently of each other.
Yeah. What there? The human-shaped bundle seemed to be a bundled up corpse of some kind. Not dead, you would guess. The more like sack-shaped webbing, you're not so sure.
So, guy not dead, you said.
Oh, long dead.
Long dead, sorry, I misheard. And then a random sack of web.
Yes.
I'm probably going to regret this, but I'll cut the web open on the sack
Okay.
web.
Sure.
I feel like I'm going to horrifically regret this. I can't be surprised.
Then you are not surprised as something descends behind you.
Yeah, I thought so. Oh god.
Monster.
It is a monster. We will
I
go
mean,
to initiative.
We were told like Drow experiment and found spider webs. I'm not sure this is surprising. There's only
no,
so many things that Drow do.
yeah, spiders and driders. That's what they do, pretty much. All right. Let's see here. Sort. And there we go. Yeah, you're not surprised as the drider descends from the ceiling, shrieking in Elven. The queen is mad! Mad! Ah!
You're gonna be real mad when I do this to you. Yeah, so he turns around, chanting the usual cantation that he does for his Zephyr strike as he spins and lets loose his arrows.
All right. 2 hits.
Okay, to the 18 not hit then, I'm guessing?
No. It does not.
Okay. It's not the one with advantage, so don't get to re-roll it. So that is 30 damage, flat.
Flat, yes. Youchie. The thing is
And
hurt and howls in fury.
then I'll just like do my 35 base, the 10 extra because it's the first round, and then Zephyr strikes crap that lets me go even further.
Alright, Elrond comes dashing by. Snapping branch.
Ilrin still has his
Launch.
lifestyle temp HP.
Damn right.
I think Snapping Ranch won't really do anything. Just to wait for Yorgos to engage this thing.
Very well. Yorgos.
Hmm. Well, I mean, it's not like he's. Wait, where did I? Got Lurish. Come down here. Roll his initiative. Jones.
Oh, sure.
He might also be part of this fight.
Alright, there you go.
He can go after Yorgos. He's probably just doing what the others are doing and standing by like minutes I'll do all the work. These things do poison, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nasty. So
That's true.
so I think I'll just be on the defensive here.
Okay.
Hold this thing away.
Sounds perfectly fine then. Lurish? Also on the defensive. Oh, he's not good at this. Alright, the Drider. Let's see here. How quick is this thing? I think it's fairly fast.
I don't think it's quite as fast as it probably wants to be.
No, not as fast as it wants to be. It moves here. Let's see what's the range of this thing. Okay.
Surrender, and I will be compelled to spare your existence. Or surrender and submit to my will. Existence.
Yes, it doesn't seem to necessarily. Let's see here. What happens if you? All right. All right. The Drider will cast a spell on the 3 of you.
Well, that's just rude.
Yes. I know,
Oh, well,
right?
we don't have a counter spelling dwarf. Damn it.
Yep. All right. You need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
No, it's the worst kind of thing.
As
have
the
proficiency.
Drider upcasts Hold Person on you.
Jesus.
Oh no.
Wisdom saving throw. Ah,
Oh.
The DC is 14.
Oh.
well, shit.
Aha.
Halldamir, you better tank now. I'm paralyzed.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess I'm tanking.
The Drider smiles and says, "The pain is exquisite." Hello.
Go.
Elloran is the tank. He sees his companions in trouble.
Just stiffen completely.
Stiffen completely.
It's concentration now, right? So
It is, yeah, it's concentration.
Yeah. Speaking of concentration, I'm going to check something. That is concentration, so I'm not going to waste a spell slot on that. Oh, sheep's vanished.
He's out of here.
I'm paralyzed. Screw this.
Alright, I'm going to shoot it with Zephyr Strike. There.
One hit.
Alright,
12.
12.
And see if it can make its con save. Yes.
Damn it. Alright. Guess I'm tanking this until I can break its concentration.
Mm-hmm.
That's me. Actually,
Right,
no, I'll move forward. I don't want it to be able to get behind me.
Okay.
And I guess he like draws his short sword so that he's threatening.
Okay. Makes sense. Stabbing Branch can make a saving throw against the spell. Anyone wants to click the button?
There you go.
That's a fail. Yorgos can do the same.
There you go.
It's a fail. Lurash,
Yeah. Well, he didn't do it in the first place. Did he?
he didn't get hit. No.
Oh, he's here to save the day. Steps forward and will shoot the rider. Oh.
Oh,
That's a miss, unfortunately.
Oh.
it looked
Strider.
promising.
Ryder looks at Elrond and says, "The Spider Queen will be most pleased with your suffering." And she... Oh, hello.
Yes.
Someone left, I guess, when she crashed.
Keep left, yeah.
She will swing her longsword with two hands.
Alright.
Two times, and then do one bite attack. So, sword,
Miss.
bite.
Hit.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, that's so much damage. Alright.
Yeah, Elrond.
Actually, I didn't take my temp HP out. That's very important because we stayed at.
Yeah, you have a full hit die because you stayed at Snapping Branch.
Yeah. So that's
Chateau Snapping Branch.
super importante.
Villa Branch.
Okay. Time for me to start swinging. With his, yeah, I guess he'll use his. He'll draw his sword. His other sword. And then he starts attacking. So first couple. There's one hit.
Yes, that is one hit.
For 10 damage, and then he'll bonus action attack and miss. Alright.
Yes, okay. Let's see. Con save. Yes.
My
makes
God.
a con save. Snapping Branch can make a wisdom save.
Well, can she? Yes.
Yes, she breaks free.
Well, you rolled so much better than I did.
Yeah. So she
And again,
can,
that's kind of been your MO this session, isn't it?
I've rolled amazingly
Roll.
well for some
Indeed.
reason. That was another 20.
I'm still stuck.
yeah, still stuck. Lurash.
We'll move up and try to dart in. Shoot his longbow.
Miss.
Oh, okay. Well, just continue moving here. He's out of the way.
The Drider looks past Elrond towards Snapping Branch, licks her cracked lips. It looks back to Elrond and starts swinging.
Alright.
Longsword,
Hit.
and bite.
And hit again, so that 14 plus 8, so 22.
Yes, feel her blessed poison run through you. Elrond.
Finish it.
You don't look so hot.
It's one hit for 6 damage.
Any damage is enough. Any damage is enough.
Gonna force some saves on.
Yeah, I just want to force saves.
Aha! Fails.
Yes.
Oh,
Gorgus breaks free.
and then she finishes his sentence, right? And I'll be forced. Oh, whatever.
Oh, fuck it.
I was talking.
Snapping branch.
Snapping Branch is gonna. Does she need to be quick? She does. She'll be quick. She'll go here. As a bonus action, she'll patch up Alarin for 13 hit points. And then she's gonna stab this rapier, this
This
strider,
rapier, yeah.
for 19. Okay. Not a 20.
That is a hit, certainly.
For
Ooh,
23 piercing.
23 piercing. Oh. Gorgus.
Join the fight. Oh. Times. Here, swing your help against it.
That's a hit. That's a miss. That's a miss. One hit.
Well, 8 damage.
Rush.
Move over here, and we'll shoot his bow.
Let's give myself those hit points.
The Drider. That hurt. It doesn't like that. You know what? Screw it. Should we cast Hold Person again? Upcast once more on the 3 of you, because you can only target 3. The most you can do. So
Cast
another
on-
wisdom saving throw.
I refuse.
Yeah.
Yorgos is once again stunned by this. The 2 of you are fine.
Okay.
Valorant.
Okay. So first, I'm gonna cast Zephyr Strike. Because it allows me to move without provoking opportunity attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll move back, drawing his bow and shooting the Drider in the stupid face. One hit. What's with my rolls?
One
today?
hit, yeah. 6 damage. And a con save. Oh, loses concentration again.
Well, that first one's meant to be with advantage. I don't know why it's not got advantage on that. Because Zephyr Strike gives... Does it? Yeah, on the first weapon attack.
Hmm.
So that should be a hit roll of 20 for that damage.
20 is a hit.
So that's 12. 12 extra damage.
Alright. The Drider looks very hurt.
Oh.
Lost concentration on the spell. Yes, it is. In a pickle. Snapping branch.
Snapping Branch is gonna prepare to attack once Yorgos gets adjacent to this thing.
Okay. Yorgos.
Otherwise, no sneak attack for me. Okay,
There we go.
stab. Oh, okay. That's double 20
Double crit.
for 31 piercing.
Oh.
Wait, that. And the next 36 also. 34 piercing.
34 piercing absolutely eviscerates the Drider. Just rips it apart. Stabs it into the brain or something. And yeah.
Right. Snip, snap, pierce with the rapier.
Yep.
Also,
Interesting.
if I've counted right, I've rolled 9 20s so far.
You are.
It's been a good 4 hours.
This is
No, 3 hours really.
3 hours.
this is Snapping Branch's day. Really.
It really is. I don't think
You know,
we've had
oh.
so many
had-
crits.
She had some friends over, you know, they saw the collections, they were impressed, she's feeling great.
Yeah, it's just karma.
Well, that one. Oh,
Yeah, all the crits. Snapping Branch said, it's just karma, you know. I'm so good that,
it comes back.
yeah.
That's why I'm so rich too. Inheritance is just karma.
People just love me, you know. It's just
The gods only make you rich because you're good.
oh no, just become one of those prosperity gospel people.
I mean, she's not rich. She's just herself. You know,
You know,
it's just part of her character.
a lot of her cash is bound up. You know,
I
it's
couldn't
it
not
doesn't-
be rich.
That wouldn't be me if I weren't rich. You know, certainly true. Well, with that, combat is over.
All right. What's up with this statue? Actually, no. What's up with this bag of web that I was cutting open? And before I was so rudely interrupted.
Yes. Well, the bag of web seems to contain like collected bone pieces of several creatures. You see some drow bones, some kuatoa, you think, which is like a weird fish skull. Troglodytes, and like you know, a dwarf skull and a fairly fresh leg of a human, like all like collected in here as a sort of a stash for food, maybe. Um, yeah, there's doesn't seem to be anything of value.
Hmm.
All right. What's up with the statue?
Closer inspection reveals it to be a statue of some sort of lordling or princeling, perhaps, wearing a crown, in combat armor, fighting like in the mid swing, so to speak.
Okay. Like human or?
Yes, human. You can make a history check.
Sure. I'm apparently proficient in that. I went to elf school. I didn't pay attention, but you know.
It's the human is Waterdavian. You know, he's from
Okay.
Waterdeep, or like the
Oh,
armor would
it's-
suggest.
A history check about Waterdeep, surely. Snapping branch, nice.
Surely. I mean, it's about Waterdavian nobles. Maybe your background gives her advantage on this.
Sure, why not?
I feel like that's.
Yeah.
You know what? Who cares about the others?
Who cares
It
about
looks,
them?
it looks old. That much is certainly true. A couple of 100 years or so has maybe stood here. Is that where I would notice that whatever armor or like you know insignia, she doesn't recognize the insignia precisely, except being it's from Waterdeep, something something. The armor, the cloak. It looks as if the statue was fashioned quite a while ago. Like this is not how you. This is not the latest fashion. You know, this statue is wearing. So she would hazard it's old, couple of 100 years maybe, but beyond that, it's difficult to say precisely. She doesn't recognize who it's supposed to like depict either.
All right.
Maybe it's whoever's wrapped up in the webs. Who knows?
However, the person or the corpse wrapped up in the webs is old, but it's not like 200 years old. It's more like several a month or so, perhaps.
Okay.
You can hear the water like slosh by next to you on the ledge here. You can see the misty parts of the river, but beyond that, nothing.
All right.
How do you think we'll get the ferryman to show up?
I presume we just go back to where he dropped us off.
Probably.
Seems like a sensible thing. Well, let's go kick some drow out of a settlement that they took.
I think maybe we should deliver Duresh here first.
To Skullport?
Well, no, he just wants to go back to the Legion.
Yeah.
He nods. He really misses the Legion.
They're just with the boat, like, you know.
Let's do that then.
Besides, the Legion might give us, you know, a reward and some sleeping quarters and stuff.
Maybe.
Bring back Lurish.
Well, somewhere to sleep would be nice.
Can we
you know,
return
Lurish. Yeah, you can return. You can pass freely through the hags, like cavern area here. They don't cost you anything.
Good.
You can see Gurgle Brine, you know, slowly boiling the soup or whatever it is she does. As you approach the boatman, he holds out his hand again for coin.
Yeah. I'll flip the bill. For 3 of us.
Okay.
Snapping Branch has money, I'm sure. She lives so lavishly.
Of course, that measures money. It's just tied up in investments and stuff. All right. The boat sails off.
Now we at least, you know, if there's any other landings before we pass the Wild.
There is, yes.
More landings, my god. This place is just spoiled with
With landings.
caves.
Rifle.
Lurish, is this the one?
Lurch just looks speculatively at the landing. And then he says, "No, this is not it. I believe beyond here is some ancient dwarven corridors and a peculiar room with statues and blocks of marble."
We should investigate that when
Beldus is here.
Bellis is here.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't do any indication, the boat will continue.
Let's mark this as Dwarven Marble Ruins. Okay. All in caps so we don't forget about it.
Let's see.
We're back. Look at that.
Yes, you come upon another landing. Lurch will say, "It would be possible to get to the stronghold from here, I believe."
Is there anything further south?
He nods. "I believe there are more landings."
God, so many landings. Oh my god.
Well,
So many
we should deliver you home first.
It's like, has to be one of the biggest.
I mean, it would be a shame at this point to go and die in some cave while you get to go
He,
home.
he agrees that would be a big shame, yes.
Would be a huge shame. Let's do this. Let's knock on a Legion of Bugbear's door.
Lurch points to the western corridor and says, "We would have to navigate quite a bit of corridor to get there."
What's behind the door?
Frowns at the door and says, "I think that is also part of the dwarven corridors."
Let's press on then.
He nods, holsters his bow, and to peer into the gloom.
I never do. My bow tells me secrets. Mostly secrets that aren't very secret moments afterwards, but you know,
You know, it's gives you a little bit of warning,
gives me enough warning to not
like
be
a
eviscerated.
like a polite British cough, like, and then like the attack.
Alright, corner, move up. We'll continue. Boop, ba-doop, boop, 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 ba-doop, boop. Oh. Go back. Crossroads. Let's go. Boop, ba, 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 ba.
If you go back and report the crossroads, a lurch indicates that going north is the way to reach.
Okay.
Well, we can probably scoot forward a little bit at least.
Well, that's why I came back to report.
Next corner.
Alright, north. Oh, you can come up to the crossroads, I think. And oh, it's like almost a bit of a squeeze here.
A little bit, yeah.
Goodness.
Level is huge.
This level is gargantuan.
I think initially when we only had like the northern part, I was like, oh, this level is small.
Yeah, right? Nope.
And again, I guess we haven't really finished any of the other levels completely. Like, there's still all the portals.
There's all the portals, yeah, but
Other secrets like the weird mirror and such that never. My god. Size-wise, yeah, this looks.
oh goodness, another crossroads. Oh, up you come, guys.
Lurch indicates that north would be the way to get to the encampment.
Oh, excellent.
North.
You know, it's really his lucky day. We found him in a prison, took him on a joyride across the dungeon. Now we're gonna
Oh.
take him home.
However,
Oh.
as everyone gets there, he sees a cave-in.
Oh.
Lurch frowns deeply and says, "This was open before, but now gone." He frowns even more deeply and says, "We could go west then, but that would be a roundabout way."
Roundabout is still away.
He nods. "Yes,
Went
Frowns.
east. That doesn't.
west."
West.
Yeah.
East is the dwarven ruins
He nods.
of
"Yes."
marble statues. And sword.
I don't think there was a landing between, like here.
There wasn't a landing in between. It's just the dwarven
This
marble
might be
ruins.
the only way we have.
Yeah, probably.
You know at least the way.
Sure do.
Lurch says, "Yes, we have patrolled here before. We are getting close, but the distance and thin corridors are sort of a natural defense to this place."
Good defense, I think.
He nods and says, "It is easy to lock shields and have archers shoot from behind." Halldamir?
Sorry, I was had an urgent question. have to reply to. Let's go. It's got so much corridor. It's so beautiful. I'm growing to love the corridors.
This is its own type of madness, really.
It's
like-
Stockholm syndrome, but with corridors.
Just wait when we meet Alistair, and he's like, "How did you like it?"
Yeah. We're like, fuck yeah.
The
What
building
part
after
of-
Manhattan.
What part of the corridor is your favorite?
Complete replica of my inner workings.
The corridors on level 3 are my small intestine.
Of course, the colon.
Ah. You say you have a shit time? Well, that's perfectly the point, you see.
I was thinking, like, if this all collapsed, that would make Waterdeep into a sinkhole.
Oh, yes. It would be quite the pickle for Waterdeep.
That'd be
It'd be a
something.
cool setting, though. Broken City.
Check out my new source book. Waterdeep Broken City.
Being post-apocalyptic.
As you move here, you see, following. To the left, a fully lit cave. There is clear signs of blood and battle in this cave. There's also clear sign of like encampment and what do you call reinforcements, as several hobgoblins seem to be camping here.
Let's hope they're our ones.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, Elrond, you can like stay in the shadows and sort of glance around. You know, you see the light before you come around the corridor. They seem to be guarding different areas out of here. They seem to be on quite alert, and as the rest of the party sort of approaches, and you know, some of them seem to listen and like try to figure out if you heard something or not, stuff like that. But everyone seems to be quite ready and on alert. There's a lot of blood and splatter and other things around here. Here and there's like a remnant of like a drow short sword or like a bolt, like stuck in the ground or to the floor. Yeah. You also see like a carcass of like a big dead spider like leaking in the corner here.
Do they wear like any insignia?
Yes. They seem to be wearing the same type of insignia that Lurash had worn, which would be the Legion of Asrock.
Then I'll go back. Lurash should be the one that leads us forward into this camp.
He nods and says, "I shall talk to them." Passes in here. As he comes around the corner, like everyone just snaps attention to him immediately. Bows raised and stuff. He holds up his hands and says, "It is I, Lurash, 2nd Storm Shield, 3rd cohort of the Legion. I have returned to the hold." There's a murmur among the gathered creatures as the captain steps forward and says, "Hail, Lurash, 2nd Storm Shield. How did you escape?"
I brought friends.
Lurash says, "My escape was precipitated by these surface adventurers. I request sanctuary for them within the Legion's hold as by guests." There's like a murmur among the hobgoblins. The captain frowns and says, "They would be allowed if they follow protocol and upon your honor, Lurash." He nods back and says, "They have acquitted themselves on the field of battle, Captain. They are formidable, and they have fought with strategy and honor." There's more murmur. The captain nods and says, "Very well, Lurash, you may take them," as he indicates like the cavern in the north. Then he says, "Steer clear of the eastern caverns. The ambassador from Skullport has parked some of his minions in that area. Lurash nods slowly.
Maybe
And
we
then
should kill them all.
motions to you guys and says, "All right, it's fine. You can approach."
If we kill the ambassador's men, then we'll go in as heroes.
There's a lot of apprising looks as you step into the light here, and they all get a look on you. There's a suspicion, certainly, looking at Snapping Branch, like her finely pressed clothes and whatnot. Although they are
We're all
somewhat
drenched
like
in blood by now, aren't we?
yeah.
She is used being in the spotlight and being appraised. So praise away, you'll come to the right conclusion.
Snapping Branch strides in as if it was a ballroom floor. Elrond, when it pops into existence, also gets a frown and grumble. Maybe someone take him for a drow for a second because he's somewhat ashen. When Yorga steps in, though, there's appraising and then like very, very appreciative nods. Like clearly, this is a warrior. These other spindly creatures, who can say? But this is clearly a warrior.
Rogus figures Lurish will tell him about it. Do we want to go with Lurish? Is that the plan here? Or
Yeah.
Lurish indicates you to come along.
yeah, let's. I mean, really getting him home was sort of. It's like E.T., you know.
Yes.
They weren't invited into the UFO. We'll go.
We're guests. We can hang out.
Meet Ashrock.
Lurish, as you approach, he picks up the pace a little bit to say, "You will be quite impressed, I think. The Legion's hold is, well, encroached by the drow, certainly, but I believe it is the safest place for you down here so far."
That's great.
There are guest quarters. I shall arrange for one of them for you to stay in.
Oh, so nice. It's good.
Yeah, at
Be a
this
good
point
place
it would
to strike out from.
be quite a trip back upstairs, wouldn't it?
It would.
As you walk in here, you see a collection of bugbears sitting around. Let's see here.
Bugbears, you say?
Yeah, they're just sitting around. They gnaw on old bones and just, glaring at first they look at Lurash and they come in sort of hefting their clubs a little bit, but Lurash draws himself up, displays the tattoo he has on his arm, assumingly you think declaring him the second Storm Shield third cohort of Legion of Azarok. They grunt and say something in Goblinoid to him, to which he responds and saying something back. Basically, Elrond will notice as he speaks Goblin that the bugbears asks him like how he has returned. He says that he has been broken free and that he brings official guests to the hold, and that the guests are not to be touched or accosted as long as they behave. The bugbears grunt and sort of grumblingly move out of the way for you to get past here.
Lurish knows that he's doing them a favor. Lurish checks their eyes to see if they're vacant and evil and horrible and full of tentacles. Because
he doesn't see any tentacles right away, but then again, he might not stick around long enough to make sure.
Well, if he just looks through the eyes, then you'd see them back there.
Swirling.
Sure that works.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to look out their skull somehow. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like they live in there, so.
It's like a big fishbowl.
Yes, I believe that is exactly how it is. Let's get this here.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Yes.
Presumably ambassadors henchmen. Said Eastern Caverns, so you know.
That's true.
This is the
Clearly
first
marked.
east.
Dark monsters.
Lurash indicates the cavern to the east here. As you can see, a huge pile of bodies and just refuse laying in here. Lots of blood and gore. He says, "This is the refuse pile. There is some sort of being living in there, eating most of the debris we throw in. I wouldn't go in too far if I were you."
Oh, sorry, I should have added an S there to make it plural. They are body pits, after all.
Have you ever considered installing doors to just from view and smell and all that?
I'm pretty sure we met a cook who could help with this. Upstairs. I think he'd be great at.
Cooking this. Yeah, maybe.
The troll cook with the Legion. That seems to be.
Yeah, no, maybe he will have purpose again.
He wanted people to cook for.
He did.
Yes, you always gotta go on an expedition and go get him.
Oops. I grabbed the wrong token there for a second.
That's good. That's gonna be happening.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, I mean, he makes people connect.
Oh, it's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Done it before.
All under Tempest's light.
The troll can become a battle cook. A battle chef.
Who doesn't need a battle chef in their life?
That is absolutely frightening.
That's basically Gordon Ramsay's class, right?
Battle chef.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Our troll cook has Gordon Ramsay voice.
I'll get a Gordon Ramsay soundboard for Jonas to use next time.
Yes, please do. Right, as we move here, more bugbear guards stand to attention. As you approach, Lurs explains the same thing. They stand aside. And you see a cavern, quite vast, and lit up with torches all over the place. To the right, you can see a sign that says shop and warehouse. I'm pointing to the south. And Lurs will say, "Well, if you follow me, we will have you registered." Yes.
Registered.
Well,
He nods.
so they know
Yes.
not to kill us.
Official guests to the hold needs to be registered.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
No, because I've heard about bugbear, about the hobgoblins and their ways.
Mm-hmm.
If they can get paperwork in there somehow, they will.
Oh, there is. He nods. There is paperwork. Yes.
Every serial number on every piece of his gear.
You need Form 53D to give back your breastplate. Not no.
As he rounds the corner, you can see a door that says, written in Goblin, which is unusual for this word, but it says registration office.
It's like registration and office.
Yeah.
Like multiple words
Registration.
that sort of like make up that meaning.
Yes.
Like it's not actually a meaning in like there's not a word for registration in Goblin. They've
Not
just
really.
got like a sentence that explains this one word that we have.
Or maybe it's like, the hobgoblins have 20 words.
Yeah.
The
There's
door
20
opens up.
words for registration.
It's a rather large hut or room. I shall explain what you see. 1 minute, I'm just going to read over it. Inside, you can see a bugbear looks quite old and bent. He has broken glasses on, and he sits leaned over a lectern with a lot of papers on it. Next to him, you can see many bookshelves with like papers and binders and other things. To the south is a huge long desk built out of wood and like other like tables and other cobbled together things. Behind them sits a cadre of goblins scribing something with broken quill pens, like pieces of charcoal and stuff like that. Lurch walks in, motions towards it, and says, "You can talk to Mr. Scribbles. He will set you up."
Mr. Scribbles. I guess I have to talk to Mr. Scribbles.
Mr. Scribbles looks up from his broken glasses, looks to Lurash. Lurash, nods, and then he frowns at you, and says in a croaky voice, "Yes, new guests. Yes, line up.
We're here to register. As my companions do not speak Goblin, I will speak on their behalf for you.
He frowns and says, "Most irregular, but very well." You'll start. He opens like with great gravitas and drama. He seemingly opens a new page in his book.
Okay.
A huge, like, crooked bugbear tongue comes out to lick the pen. And then he says, "Your names and your grade, military rank, etc." Yes.
Okay. I'll start with myself. Prince Eleran Moonstar. I suppose I would count as a field marshal.
He frowns and writes down. "And what company?"
Kingdom of Tarathiel.
Frowns, trying to spell that.
It's T-A-R. T-A-U-R. Apostrophe. I-T-H-I-L.
He mumbles something about elven names. And then he says, "Yes, very good. Yes." He gives he like rummages around and looks up. "Next."
He'll like step to one side and then like point to snapping branch and say snapping branch, two words.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose she doesn't have a rank. It's a private.
No, writes down, yes.
And of water deep.
He nods. He's heard of Waterdeep. Looks up. Looks at Yorgos.
Look at someone who says greenhorns. Nodding.
He writes down "Company of Greenhorns." Yes.
He is Yorgos.
Of course he is.
And he doesn't have an official rank. I mean, I guess he's a private as well. He hasn't.
Really, you're gonna go?
I mean, he's not really. You're not really in an army.
He looks Yorgos up and down. Says, "Battle Rager." Yes, I've seen them.
Battle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've seen them. Very good.
Notes down
Very
and
sure.
says, "Very well." Now he takes up a big stamp and like slams the paper with it, and then he files it away very carefully, and he hands out to each of you a small stone medallion on like a small leather string, and says, "Wear this around the settlement, and you shall be treated as guests."
Okay. Edoran will pass the message on, saying these are our insignias for guest rights. I believe.
Nods.
Puts it on.
"You are free to use whatever facilities you come across. You do not start any fights, or you will be subdued and perhaps cooked." He smiles. "The War Master is keen on strangers, and we observe quite a generous protocol here, as you might suspect. Normally, we wouldn't allow non-goblinoid creatures here, but times are different, I suppose. Your guest quarters is to the north. Lurash will show you the way, no doubt. And do take care in our city. We don't want you to start anything." Gives you a stern, warningful eye as he files away the paperwork.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Scribbles.
He nods. Yes, go away." Lurash smiles, a toothy smile, and says, "This way. He shall lead you north." He says, as you keep walking north, he says, "The settlement was bigger before, but as I said, recent developments have lost ground to the drow, and some contracts, etc. I haven't really, that is to say, the market is probably closed, but I think I think there is one shop open. I don't think that shop would ever close, really. It's Kinrob's trading post. He sort of indicates south. If you follow the signs down there, you will get to it.
Okay. That nice.
He nods. I am happy you think so. Moves to the left here. You can hear like more bugbear like stuff coming from the door to the south there. You can hear like talking and grumbling, and you can maybe see like a cooking fire or something in there. Maybe there's a bugbear barracks of sorts. Goes here,
Makes sense.
indicates to the left and says, "These are goblin servant quarters."
Do you think Laura should be possible for us to get an audience with the warlord?
He nods and says, "I can certainly ask permission for such. You have saved my life, which might be enough for an audience at least. Warlord Asrock is quite the stern master, and if you basically take care to be honorable and do not look down upon him. There was one who did a while ago when he got, well,
Norris figures that we will wait with that audience until we know the secret.
Yeah.
And we'll know what's happening here. The illicids doing bad things, and Yorgos has a particular dislike for tentacle monsters from the first level. Developed strongly.
Lurash indicates to the left and says, "This is a cavern that would take you on a journey to Skullport. If that is where you wish to go later on, that would be the exit you would take."
Oh, we'll label that one. Actually, we'll label it to Skullport.
Moves here and indicates to the left and says, "The door to the left is the guest quarters." He indicates straight up, where you can see a couple of hobgoblins standing guard. They seem to be standing quite at attention and watch you carefully as you approach. He indicates towards them and says, "That is the audience chamber of Asrock, the warlord." He indicates to this one and says, "Over here is the captain's barracks." And he points towards this door and says, "That is your guest quarters. You may make yourselves comfortable."
Wonderful.
Sure. Let's go check out the guest quarters.
You open up and see a frugally appointed like cavern hut. There are 4 beds here. They are dressed with furs and straw pillows, and like a blanket to pull over for the cold. It's also lit with a torch that seems quite fresh. They probably have like servants or like goblins who change the torches on a very rigorous timetable in this place, as most of it is like lit up. Lurash nods and says, "Then, my friends, I shall leave you to rest and recuperate. I will go and talk to the warlord, see what is the news, I think." Do you have any further questions before I leave you for the evening?
Well, there was a say of a store somewhere.
He nods. Yes.
To the south.
Back at the entrance where we just came in, there is a path that leads to the east and then south. If you follow that and the signs, you will come to the store of Kinrob the Trader.
The trader.
Trader, yes, not traitor.
Not traitor, trader.
And you said he would never close. Why not? What's special about the place?
He grunts and says, Kinrob is he is peculiar. I am not sure exactly what, but he has a presence that does not lend oneself to question him much. He shifts slightly. I don't like him particularly much.
Well, maybe we won't go see him. And, yeah. Is there any way to reach the drow encampment from here?
He shakes his head and says, the drow came at us from the east. We have collapsed the passageway to block them off. Try to funnel them and strangle their approach to this place, make it more difficult for them to invade.
Alright, seems like it'll be helpful for you too when we destroy them.
He smiles. Very well then. I shall leave you to rest. As you see, Lurch walking away, like down the street, and disappear on the corner. There's definitely like the sound of civilization here. You can hear like a lot of goblin speech and other things. There's a smell of cooking. You can see light from the different houses and huts, stuff like that.
What a quaint, if sparse settlement.
Yes, this is a place where you can take rests unimpeded. You can take long rests or short rests in your room, no problem at all.
Good.
If you stay in your room, I don't know if that's the plan.
I mean, a long rest would.
I'm gonna take a long rest.
Yeah.
All right.
Sort of needed.
Although
Right now.
I do only rest for 4 hours being an elf, so I might wander around a bit.
Jorgus just collapses on the bed.
Oh, all day. So many things.
Elrond doesn't even sleep; he just sits down and goes into a trance.
Snapping Branch pulls out like deodorant, cleaning materials.
She has a go bag just to. This
Like
is the
a-
first long rest, isn't
A
it?
thin blanket to put over everything.
Yeah, you can hear just rinse everything down. It's like ugh. There is an hour or so into your rest. There is a tap at the door.
Okay.
Alright.
If you open the door,
I mean,
outside,
Snapping Branch is 3 goblins, so elf.
Elf, open door.
outside stands a goblin. It has some sort of apron, and it's carrying a stone tray. Upon the tray seems to be like some sort of roasted fish or something. And a big like clay jug of what you think is some sort of ale. It smiles a toothy smile towards you and says, "Honorable guests, this dinner from Lurash." He nods eagerly.
thank Lurash for me?
He bows.
Would it be like, would I even know if it'd be like rude to reject the food and drink?
It probably would.
Okay, we'll accept it.
He nods and says, "Yes, master." And then he walks in wobbly and puts it down like on the floor, like in the middle of the room.
Uh-huh.
And then he like walks past you and yeah, disappears down the corridor.
Like, sure. Close the door. Yeah, that could stay there. I'm alright. Although speaking of food, unless you guys want to eat that stuff,
I mean, how good does it actually look?
The fish seems freshly caught, probably from the river. The ale, I mean, looking at it, I mean, it's not a vintage ale, that's for sure. It doesn't seem poisonous.
I mean, it's a bit of noble etiquette that you only really reject offers if you really hate someone.
Yes.
oh yeah.
It's like, no thanks, I've got better at home. And that's not something Sammy Raja tends to do, so she's gonna like nibble at it.
Alright, it seems perfectly edible to her. Yeah, you can take a long rest here. It'll be the same as like just you won't get any bonus to your hit points or like hit die things from here, but you won't get any negatives either. You can take a normal long rest, so to speak.
Alright. Normal long rest. Happy with that?
Yeah, I think we will stop here for today as well.
Makes sense.
We can continue exploring the Legion's town settlement next time.
Uh-huh.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Bring Beldas back in as well.
Yep. Be good to have.
What a long day, though, guys. Okay. We
Yeah.
like butchering our way down. I wonder if this is the. You always gotta wonder, like, how many paths there are, right? Which one we took compared to what other people take. Of course, we're gonna get to the river.
The river is a central feature of the level. It will be difficult to avoid it.
Well, I mean, it's the River Sargoth.
Yep,
That's what the level is.
it's true. So yeah, I think we'll stop here. It's a good place. You have made your way finally to the Legion's hold.
Also, our first full rest in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
found
Yeah.
the first safe haven.
Jordan's gonna be wondering.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got them. He'll strike the greenhorn name from the big like blackboard he has up there. Shakes his head. Oh, what a shame.
If he does that, boy.
what a shame.
Well, everyone who put money on him.
Then we come
Time to
up,
pay out.
and it's like, oh, they're not dead. I imagine he's got a several day like waiting
Yeah.
policy, right?
I mean, a week isn't even that much.
You have paid in advance, sorta. I think maybe, or if he maybe trusts you enough at this point that he's not going to do that like the first day. I mean, Obayo Day is sitting on all your money, right? So he figures
It's
you'll
true.
come back for that at least.
Not mine. Ha ha ha! I spent it on.
I don't have any money.
Oh,
You guys did write down the loot, though, right?
I put it in chat here. Or
I
put it
saw,
in
but it was
Discord.
so far up.
Oh, that is so far up. Yeah. Where is it?
There it is.
You got it? Okay. Because our bank is not here.
I'll just add it to my character sheet, you know?
Sure.
We definitely don't forget, even if someone's missing or something. Except if it's me, I guess.
Sheep's put it in the chat now.
all right, cool. that is it then.
All right, thanks for the session.
No problem. Let's see here. Let's do a little bit of XP tallying.
Potion of water breathing. I feel like there's a place we need that, but that's probably just people who can't swim.
Yeah. Which is most of us, because it's athletics.
Good, but I have plate. So. I could take it off though. I'd be good at.
It's true.
Ah. I think it was a good choice to bring him back before we get butchering the drow. I mean, you know,
We have a safe base now, so to speak.
pretty long way to get here too.
Yeah.
We'll have to explore some of the little branches and such. What if we hadn't had him? If we hadn't freed him, we would have butchered all these guys. Would have been a bit much, wouldn't it?
I mean, having him around has certainly opened your way in here in a way that it might not have otherwise. Good thing he survived.
No, I mean, we used him to fight and stuff, so could have died, but he didn't. Now we're gonna get him a troll chef.
Oh, the troll chef.
I mean, we left him alive, and he just wanted to
You
cook.
did. Yeah,
And now he can
he's-
find someone to cook for.
He'll be so happy.
You know. Tempest says to deal with disputes through sort of tests of arms, but
Yeah.
you know he doesn't say not to just generally be a swell guy. You know, that's
No,
not one
suppose.
of the rules.
Alright, not too much XP this session.
Didn't do
Just
a
like too
huge
much.
amount.
Get 1,475 each.
1,475. Alright, we're over 30,000. Almost 31. Like a tickle away. I think level 8 is where some good fun starts coming in for my character. Landstrider and feet. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get sharpshooter next level. That's what I'm gonna do.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so shoot with a +4 instead of a +9, and do 10 extra damage on every hit. So it's a good feat for someone with such high to hits like I do.
It's one of the most silly feats.
It is, but are you complaining? With a potential for, I think it's like, I figured it out, it's like a minimum of like 17 damage each hit. Or minimum of 15 damage, max of like 24 or something like that. It's crazy. Every hit. And at a +4 it's still decent odds to hit.
I'll probably pick up the feet as well.
I'm probably gonna up my strength. So I need to hit harder, and ideally hit more.
Yes. Certainly true.
There's not much helping me with that.
No, there isn't. Like, it's the strength, your proficiency, and magical enhancements, really.
Could go for like a feat, I guess.
I think I might pick up skill and just give proficiency in everything.
Given that I'm mostly the only frontliner, sort of, I don't really get to do the whole step backwards and like hit things a lot with my rage.
No, you that has sort of been supplanted from you.
Yeah, we had a paladin. I was like, I'll be like secondary, but no, I'm face tanking everything.
I was looking at ways to become tankier for you, but
We could do the sentinel feat is pretty good with a polearm.
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Like, to stop people from getting past you.
yeah.
Oh, I could pick a mobile.
Yeah.
Yes. I had that
You
on
could.
Cirilla. I remember that with Cirilla. It was
That would
so
mean,
good.
let's see, that would
Gives you like 10 feet
raise me
movement.
to 40. That means I can move dash dash, which would be 240.
Jesus Christ.
Put down the halberd, start using shield.
Yeah.
So far, we haven't really found a magic weapon that would warrant such a change, though.
No. Oh, next level I get Landstrider, which is nice. Difficult terrain means nothing to me.
Get that, and then I begin getting the extra die on critical hits,
Ooh.
which really incentivizes me to have big damage die.
Yeah, for sure.
240 feet per turn is 43 kilometers per hour.
That's very fast.
All you need to do is get a couple levels in Monk to get key points, and then you can use Step of the Wind as well.
What was it? You know, you put
Oh no, you can
100
bonus
peasants
dash.
marching 5 feet in a line.
That's
And you put it in the
basically
ground. They all pass an item between them, moving it, 500 feet in 6 seconds.
it is basically how much did you say, Sheep? How many kilometers per hour?
43.
Yeah, that's Usain Bolt speed.
Yeah.
That's just how fast he
That's
is.
how. Yeah, that makes how fast he is insane, isn't it? But that's only over 100 meters, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 100 meters for him.
That's
Yeah.
his 100-meter dash. How many
Yep.
feet are in a meter?
Oh, God, 3 or so.
100 meters in feet, 328. So, how fast did he do? The world record?
His world record is 9.58 seconds for 100 meters.
So at that pace,
Yeah.
Snapping Branch would technically beat him.
He was clocked at 44.6 kilometers per hour as his fastest. So yeah.
Funny.
She'll be the fastest person on Earth, but you're not on Earth anymore.
How long?
Earth.
How long is a sprint for the same bet?
100 meters.
100 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what 240 feet per round.
6
Snapping Rush
seconds.
can only do for one round, so that's
Yeah,
73 meters.
I suppose, yeah.
So she still got speed by using gold.
For now, one haste spell, and well, I guess you kicked out of the Olympics for using the
Magical.
performance-enhancing magics. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
We need a Tabaxi monk at level 20,
Yeah.
because they get
Up
with
my-
mobile.
With mobile, and yeah.
Because then it's like 70 feet base movement.
Base movement 70 feet.
Got to level 20, and you've made a character that's really good at running away.
Yeah. Well, level 20 monks get 6.
But who will save the kingdom?
Get
This
plus
hero.
30
They can
feet.
run away faster than anyone else. You're like, oh,
Mhm.
great.
It's like 70 base feet of movement, and then Tabaxi double it to get 140.
I usually don't find
Times
a huge lack of movement being a problem. Because things come directly to me, right?
Well, yeah, to you, that's fine.
Well, they'll come to you too.
I need to get away from them.
Well,
I mean, I've got decent AC, but it's not high enough for my tastes.
my AC is not high enough either. I should have like 23 if I was good defender.
23. Are you kidding me?
You know, that's the full plate shield and cloak, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd have more because you'd also have the defender sort of fighting style.
You could, yeah, and get +1 AC from that.
I know what feat I'm gonna pick because it's one that makes a lot of sense. Dungeon Delver.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
What does it even do?
Advantage on perception and investigation to detect secret doors.
Oh, do that a lot.
Advantage on saving throws against traps. Resistance to damage dealt by traps.
Nice.
And you can walk faster while not taking penalty to perception.
See, that's a feat that certainly wouldn't be considered normally, necessarily, but here,
Traps galore.
for
Especially
sure.
once we get to the trap level.
Yeah.
Whew.
Welcome to level 10, the trap level. And you're like, oh,
It's
no.
there's not a single monster here.
Level 12,
traps.
disintegration level. And you're like, oh no.
I mean, disintegration, I believe, is a dex save, right?
Bomb save, I think?
Oh, God, yeah, no, that's not
Just-
good.
It is a con save, yes.
Yeah. Manakai should remember. Being the most recent almost victim.
Yeah.
But against any traps that do reflex saves, or dex saves rather, with this feat, first of all, I'd have advantage. If I succeed, I take nothing. If I fail, I take half and also have resistance. So worst case, I take a quarter damage.
Just face tank every trap.
There is a trap. I put my face inside of it.
Snapping branch is like, step back. Stand aside, my time has come.
Yeah, you know that scene in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, where the captain walks in slow motion through his exploding ship?
Yes. That's definitely snapping branch, yeah. This is great. If I succeed, I take nothing. If I fail, I take a quarter damage. Very good. Very good.
Alright. I'm
All
gonna
right.
go. Thanks for the
Yes.
game, guys. It was great fun.
Thanks. Catch you next